like video data.
All right. We are here with Kirby. We are going to be doing a little bit of show and tell here at the beginning of stream. As you guys probably saw, I did 100% the game, but I'm more than happy to go through some of the cooler levels and showcase them again. There's gonna be no intentional spoilers. There are some things that will be hinted at ahead of time, but no spoilers for actual cinematics and stuff like that. We'll just be doing that ourselves. But yeah, so I figured that the first thing that we would do is I would show off all the powers that are in the game.
Great. Am I supposed to be seeing something right now? That's
yeah. We need it on Discord.
You're right. I was literally
just like
so I went to go hit live, and then that's when I started telling the anecdote about the save thing. So I just didn't hit go live. That's my bad.
Sick.
There we go.
Wonderful.
Yay!
I got these statues for getting 100% of the Waddle Dees in the game.
Amazing.
Very
Adorable.
Cute. You can. Now. I don't necessarily want to do it here, but I can show you a picture.
Oh my god!
Big
Amazing.
Holy shit!
With goggles.
Is that from a fishing minigame?
Sorry?
Is that from a fishing minigame?
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah.
The game has like a whole capsule system. It's like collectible capsules, and while it's quite rare, it is entirely possible that you can get screwed over and have to spend like thousands of coins to get everything. So they give you several opportunities to earn just free coins. Well, not free, but like earn coins quickly without having to go through levels.
Earn mad cash.
So you can
Seems
see
improbable that size fish would come out of that size pond.
it's really funny because the pond is like crystal clear. You can see the bottom of the lake.
That thing.
So you can see that I have reset all of my stuff to its earliest forms. That way I can show them off one by one. So we're gonna do right to left, but we're gonna be skipping sword initially, and then we're also gonna be skipping crash initially because those ones have versions of the powers that I think you guys would really enjoy. So there's the normal ice power, which is, you know, it's just ice.
Skating and
Skating in the ice. There's frosty ice.
Yay!
Frosty ice,
That's
when you
cute.
blow,
Frosty.
it makes snowmen, and then you can knock them at enemies. There's that. Nothing else really.
Oh shit! I mean, you should be able to just do that.
Well, I mean, you could do the slide, but I was referring to the ice cube. If an enemy tries to hit you while you're an ice cube, they'll take ice damage.
Ice cube.
And then blizzard
Holy
ice.
shit!
Oh.
The other ices can do this as well, but blizzard ice's special
Ice
thing
tornado.
is that
It allows you to make
Oh,
that thing.
projectiles.
so eventually enemies will be completely frozen like that, and then after a second they just take a big spike of damage.
Holy shit!
It's a lot.
Wow.
The damage is a lot higher than it normally would be because I upgraded this to star level, which required a decent amount of time. So there's that.
Plus, you
Moving
can
on.
upgrade the individual powers to like their individual. Like, you upgrade their damage
Yes.
uniquely.
So
to them.
so after I beat the game, I unlocked. So you can upgrade them, which is like when you turn it into a different hat, and then you can power them up. And depending on how weak it was initially, you can do either +1, +2, or +star.
I see.
Dang.
Yeah. So
I
you
see,
got
I
that.
see.
So now we're moving on to needle.
Funny.
Yeah.
You guys saw needle when we were doing this before. Big spiky.
Then junk.
There's
Which
junk,
is-
which is the same thing, but now you throw off a bunch of crap as you roll. Then there is crystal needle.
Oh my god.
Unicorn
He's ready to go
Kirby.
to a rave. Yeah.
So crystal needle is cool because it can just throw
shit.
crystals on its own by mashing, and then
That's pretty.
Is it getting bigger?
so
I
the
don't
thing
think
is
so.
that
No.
Mr. Sandbag doesn't get affected by this, but Crystal Needle has the unique thing of like, so I'm big right now, right? But if I hold this for a minute, I should get smaller. Yeah, like that. And then eventually it just breaks apart and I have to stop. Crystal Needle, the other needles have something similar where if you roll up objects or enemies, you'll be able to like move faster and stay longer. Crystal Needle, when you pick something up, refreshes your duration entirely. So there were entire levels in the game where I was able to just roll through from start to finish by just holding the B button without having to do anything
Katamari
else.
mode.
Yeah, like Katamari
It's
Kirby, and then at the very
great.
end of the level, just go like boom, 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 and just like a bunch of stuff flies off. It was great.
That's sick.
So that's Needle. Grant, if you're familiar, or if anybody's familiar with Kirby, you should be familiar with this hat.
Sleep.
So sleep
It's,
normally is like a trap ability, because as soon as you pick
Jigglypuff.
it up, Kirby gets sleepy, and then eventually he passes out, and you're extremely vulnerable until his nose bubble pops.
He mad schnoozing.
So there's that, and then you just lose it, right? But they added an upgrade to this, which is the deep sleep cap.
Astral projection Kirby.
Wait. Oh.
So deep sleep cap does not automatically activate. You have to activate it by hitting B, and when you hit B, pulls out of bed.
Aw.
Amazing.
Oh, it becomes his pillow.
Amazing.
So he goes to sleep, and the duration of this sleep is exactly as long as it would take for powers to despawn, but it fully heals you and gives you one of 3 random upgrades. The 3 random upgrades, which you can also buy from the shop, are doubling your damage for a certain amount of time, doubling your speed for a certain amount of time, or doubling your health until you lose it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So there's drill. I don't need to go over drill. I'm pretty sure you guys already saw pencil.
We saw this one, yeah.
So there's twin drill. So twin drill is cool because all of the other previous drills, while you're underground, you can't attack. But this one, you get this freaking ridiculous buzzsaw that allows you to hurt enemies while you're going through. And then when you could do like a below ground stinger.
Oh.
And it's just kind of neat.
That'll pierce the heavens.
There
That
you
is
go.
pretty neat.
Okay, moving on. So you already saw Tornado, and I'm pretty sure you guys already saw Fleur, but I got Storm Tornado.
Oh my god. The storm
Are
nade.
you sure he's right there? I don't know if inhaling that's good for him.
Kirby boofing.
So it does a big tornado, and then I can reactivate it.
Lightning.
I can reactivate it, and it does a big AoE. The AoE is particularly interesting because the tornado itself, as you can see, it like sucks enemies in. But the big AoE that he does, where it's just like a big burst of electricity, also pulls enemies in for some reason. So
Nice.
there were levels that I did where I would just run into the middle of like a group of enemies and just be like, "Come to me!" Just like everybody would come into a ball. So that was
The
great.
good suck. Bomb.
This guy. Yeah, there you go. You guys already saw bomb and chain bomb, but I also got homing bombs.
Homing bomb.
Homing. He's got a little satellite on his head. It's
So
good.
homing bombs, you can chuck them.
Oh my god, they're huge.
You can chuck them, and they will go beep beep, and then go after
my
a guy.
god.
Oh.
And they're chained too.
Yep.
That's
There you
great.
go.
That's fun.
I've seen videos of people online that are able to use this guy really effectively, but I had difficulties with it, so I stuck with pretty much just fire, ice, and then sword later. Anyway, we're skipping sword for now. We'll come back to that. We got cutter. You guys saw chakram cutter and regular cutter, but buzzsaw cutter is actually the power that I beat the final boss with during my first run.
Let's go.
So buzzsaw cutter is kind of normal. It does the normal cutter stuff. You can hold it, right? You can go up to an enemy and you can go like that. But the thing that the cutter does that makes it particularly interesting is that if you shoot it at a wall,
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Oh,
Oh my god.
and I believe that it's a combination
Amazing.
of a set number of times bouncing and a set amount of time out. So like the final boss was in like a relatively small arena, So I just went up to a wall, like facing away from the enemy, and just went until he died. It was great. But yeah, so that's Buzzsaw.
Sick.
We got fire. You guys saw volcano, but there's dragon fire.
Oh my god.
Dragon fire is the one that I use to clear most levels. But it's just straight up exactly what you would want. So
What?
you remember how while I was playing last week, there were bosses that you would set on fire and then they would just keep taking damage over time.
Yeah.
Dragon fire, as you can see, creates the fire on the ground, but it also has like 3 different levels of ignition, which is ridiculous. So, like, for example, if I go back and fight Gorimundo or whatever his name was, the first boss, if I set his right leg on fire level 2, like second level ignition, it will actually cause his body and his other leg to slowly over time ignite into ignite level 1, meaning that he takes more fire damage over time. So like if I get him up to with the highest ignition level was 3, like eventually all parts of his body will be ignition level 2 and his health bar will just go it's great. So
Nice.
And similar to what I said before, this one I upgraded to star because it's just good.
Very good.
We're skipping over crash. We'll go back to that. Actually, we'll skip over this too. You guys saw Noble Ranger, or Space Ranger.
Space Ranger. Oh my god, he's got his little screen.
So I'm a little Buzz Lightyear, and so obviously the idea behind all of the Rangers is that you charge and aim them, right? I was a little surprised.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It doesn't actually do that much damage, but it's really disruptive. It can stun lock bosses and stuff, which is great.
Very pretty.
So I believe that there are 2 levels of hammer that you guys didn't get to see just quite yet. So we'll start with Wild Hammer,
Whoa.
where you just get this ridiculous thing. So Toy Hammer was the previous version. Toy Hammer had the benefit of being able to do multiple strikes really quickly. Wild Hammer is very slow. It's extremely slow, and bosses can interrupt you, so it's not super great. But I want you to look at the health bar.
Oh,
So if you get a full charge, there's
The
that, and
hammer
then you
has
can,
a crown. That's funny.
and then you can boom boom. So as you can see, you can do a jump into a second strike, which is great.
Nice.
So that one
Cool.
was pretty cool. And then this is the first thing that I got for beating the first story.
Matt, what the fuck?
Masked Hammer.
Oh, double hammer.
So we got some cool double hammers.
Wild.
It strikes very quickly because you got the 2 hammers, obviously. Creates torrents of fire, which is also great. You
Fire
charge
tornado.
Fire. And he spin.
turn into a little tornado of fire, which is great. And if you jump, I was able to do it before. I'm trying to do it now. But if you, because when you jump, you do like the spinning strike. If you can get the spinning strike as you're hitting the ground, it also creates a torrent of fire. So yeah, so that one. Does really high damage, obviously, as you can see. So moving on to Crash.
Crash. Oh my god.
Time Crash.
Is a world though?
Bunch of sand, reverse time, shenanigans.
Oh, it's coming. Oh, it's coming.
Oh.
We're about to do it.
So it pauses time.
Oh my god, he actually does this a world.
Creates a tiny little explosion around you, and for depending on how long you hold the button down for is how long the thing lasts. And then if you hit a new enemy, like if you hit a new opponent with the explosion, it extends the duration of the time stop.
Oh my god.
So that's pretty
God.
great. So that's that. And now we have 2 levels of sword to go through. We got Meta Knight Sword.
Meta Knight.
So Meta Knight
Sounds like
Sword.
I saw this, but maybe not.
You shouldn't have, because you, well, maybe we did actually, but either way. So there's the Meta Knight sword, which is just, you know, it's just great. It has all of Meta Knight's moves and stuff. His stinger. There was that. And then for beating the true boss of the game, I got Morpho Knight blade.
You fight Morpho Knight. That's the true final boss of the arena.
Butterfly.
So we got this.
Oh.
And Morpho Knight is cool because one of the things that Morpho Knight has, like, it's really funny because it has like the highest damage out of all the swords and whatnot. But the thing that it does that's probably the most important is that if you do a complete combo, actually I don't have any damage, so I can't really showcase this. But if you do, he has 2 combos, and if you complete the entire combo, he gets like a chunk of his health bar back. So you can use it to heal while you're in a boss fight. And then he also does this.
Big sword.
So now my sword is buffed for a period of time. It does way more damage. The combo's a little bit longer. Once again, because this is like the true final boss reward that you get, it has so much extra nonsense. So like you can guard, right? But while I'm guarding, if I hold B, I'll charge up projectiles.
Oh my god.
And then if I wanted to as well, I use this a lot during some of the other challenges of the game, where while holding guard, if I just hit the movement stick, I will become ephemeral. And I can just juke around the stage.
That's incredible.
Completely invincible during that period of time as well. So yeah, so there's that. I'll be just sticking with Dragonfire for the time being. But that's that. I won't be showing off any figurines because that'll be spoilers. I might get, just for posterity, I'm gonna get a Maxim tomato.
A little bit of Waddle Dee.
A little bit of Waddle Dee. Yeah, what else? Other stuff. There was a one of the figurines that you had to unlock just in like on its own was you had to enter a certain number of like gift codes. You had to like submit a certain number of them, and then you get this guy as a figurine. But the game only gives you like 4, but you need to submit 6 in order to get them. So I was like. So
take a moment, sorry, Zach.
What?
Can we take a moment to read Lawrence's important announcement?
What, did he announce something?
May I? Can I, if you don't mind? Lawrence wanted to say he has an announcement to make. I will no longer be joining stream from this point on. I have reached a point where I no longer have the time on my weekend, or even my weekdays for that matter, to join. I have my own things to do. I've been thinking about this for a few days, consulting friends and family to take the courage to carve my own new path. From this point on, I will be moving on as a Fortnite streamer. Ever since Epic Games introduced the no building game mode, I couldn't stop being the winner chicken dinner, and I sought that as a sign, an opportunity to make my own Twitch channel with my own fan base without having to rely on others. I will also be shilling out of the fuck out of buying all the microtransactions to ensure my fans and sponsorships enjoy my content. Thank you for understanding. I wish you the best in the future.
Lawrence E. Girl.
Good luck, Lawrence.
When did he
Especially
have the?
Lawrence
When did
Negro.
he have the? I guess he had like 3 hours, but like when did he have time to plan all that out?
It's really good.
It's really good.
Happy April 1st, everybody.
Happy April Fool's Day, everybody.
Happy April Fool's Day.
I'm gonna do a little bit of fishing. Really good, because for a second I was legitimately like, holy shit, is Lawrence actually leaving?
I was reading it too, and I was like, wait a fucking minute, and then I saw Fortnite streamer, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Ever since they introduced the no building mode.
What a shame. He will be missed.
Speaking on that topic, I will have to leave around the same time Grant leaves for an hour, an hour before stream usually begins because I have things to do.
That's fine.
Also, I'm quiet because I have food in a meeting.
Oh, fair enough.
I think we're good to... Let's do some levels. Where was the... On stream, we did the carnival, right?
Mm-hmm.
We finished the carnival, so we got to... Shit.
Whoa.
Oh, that seems like
wow.
it sucks.
Well,
on.
spoilers. Sorry about that.
There's a volcano.
I set up all the stuff with the frackin' the powers and whatnot, so I didn't spoil anything ahead of time, and I forgot to move.
You fool. No, I know everything.
Now I know where everything is. And then after this should be the carnival. Yeah. So we already did all this.
Did we do the boss? Or I guess I left. Never mind. So
I mean, I can show you the boss.
I don't know if the boss, but yeah, sure, whatever.
It's the sexy Twitter cat.
It's
Finally.
It's the furry bait.
Finally. That's what I've been wanting in my Kirby games.
That's what we've been waiting for.
Although I will say that they do have something else later which appeals to the other 50% of the furry demographic, which is
King Dedede.
Babies?
what?
Oh, no.
Babies?
Oh.
And bird folk?
No.
Rabies? It's Clawreline. God.
See, like just
She
she is on fire.
I'm rooting for Clawreline. Jesus Christ.
she's like oh!
She looks like she belongs in Spyro.
I believe that.
Fight back. No. Stop. Please. Oh my god, she's gonna die up
She
there.
died. the game's snapping her position. Oh, that was great.
Good lord. Now you get shmoney.
Get a little bit of shmoney.
Shmoney's good.
True.
We all like shmoney. Hi.
Hello, Kirby.
Hello, Kirby.
Hi.
So my figure was that I don't know necessarily. I mean, I guess I could do literally like each level, like
I mean,
once.
whatever ones you think are cool.
Well, the thing is that they're all like
They're all
kind of
cool.
well, they're all
They're
kind
all
of neat in their
cool.
own way. Like,
This whole place is kind of cold looking, so I would imagine they are pretty cool.
well, because like this one was
Fair
the
point.
first one that I saw.
Fair
There should be
point.
an intro here. Yeah. So like I saw
Oh.
this and I was like, oh, it's like London-ish.
Frozen
Burn it
over London.
Down.
I don't. It may take a while
Well, it
to
looks
burn
like
it
they
down.
got
if it's
what they
all
deserve.
frozen, Grant.
Looks like they got what they deserve.
Finally.
We got these little penguins.
Oh well, he's just dead. He just likes making snowmans. Why you gotta hurt him like this?
Damn. No mercy from Kirby. Yay.
So Zach, you wouldn't say there's any levels that feel like filler to you?
Some
about
of
the eighth
you
episode?
know how there were like bonus levels, which like you did for the rare crafting material or whatever. Some of those feel like filler because they don't really feel like they feel like they are just to take up time. But yeah, all the main levels are unique enough in their own right for me to say that they deserve to, you know, be in the game, I guess.
You deserve to
You've
exist.
You've earned your place.
Look how fast I am.
Oh shit, Lawrence is actually playing Fortnite.
He had to commit to the bit. But yeah, this was. I pretty much already did the show and tell bit that I had planned. So so I figured we could just I don't know, we could just have our gentle banter as I slowly make my way through these levels.
Alrighty, let's scroll up and find what's the oldest banter. That's
Goes to the first
Jesse's.
banter ever.
It goes to
first
the very first one.
What does a world with gene therapy look like, Zach?
We go back to the first server.
Unfortunately,
Oh, no.
that needs to wait for Lawrence. Because that
But
was
he's never coming back.
Yeah, he's gone.
What do you-
He's
Yeah.
exactly.
Fortnite
So that
game.
means we can't talk about it.
I was gonna say, if we want to go to the very first banter, would we need to go back to the other server, the one that's just our?
Oh,
Did
that's true.
did we have a banter ideas
I don't
topic
know.
in there?
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe, yeah, I remember. Let's see then. Oh, Zach, you need to remove this motherfucker bought Pokemon Legends and my GDC one. Wikipedia wants money when you die, apparently, Zach.
I feel like I heard you say this.
I'm back.
Zach has an up. Oh,
Oh,
Sorry.
he was dead.
No, I
dead.
wasn't. Well, sorry, because when I started stream, like literally half an hour ago, it was really bright in my room, like midday bright, and I was like, oh, I guess I don't need to turn on my lamp or anything like that. And then within the half an hour, like the sun has clean gone below the tree line, and suddenly my room is fucking dark. I was like, oh,
Damn.
that's how light works. My bad. But yeah, sorry. What was the topic?
Wikipedia apparently wants money when you die.
Yeah, so I talked about this on Sunday, and I guess I just wanted to share with you and Adrian, because so I've donated to Wikipedia for the last 3 years, and you know, occasionally I'll get emails where they're talking about like, oh, we're having an event for this, that, or the other thing, or we're doing a charity thing, and it's like, okay, that's fine. But I was very surprised the other day when I got an email from them where it was like, hey, a lot of people have found it in their hearts to add a donation to Wikipedia into their wills.
Oh.
And I was like, I thought it was like a scam or like a crank email or something like that. But not.
But
it
no.
was legit. It was legitimately from Wikipedia asking me to not only write a will, but also leave money to Wikipedia in my will.
Wow.
And it was just so baffling. Like, you know, not like nothing against, you know, nothing against that hustle, but it's just like it caught me off guard.
The grind don't stop. Listen.
The grind
I'd be
don't stop.
grinding 24/7. My funeral will be sponsored.
You need to rename it to Necropedia. My God.
Yeah. God damn, I have never heard of that like ever happening.
It was just hilarious, just overall. And so I mean, that was mostly just to share the anecdote in case I forgot about it, but I don't know. I guess I did want to ask, because I thought I won't lie, I did legitimately think about it for a second, where it's like, what if I did leave money to Wikipedia in my will? and I don't know. I guess that'd be fine. And I wanted to ask, like, if you guys had to, I have a gun to your head, you're about to die.
I will kill you.
I will kill you. What?
You're ugly. I hate you. Give me $200.
Give me $200. What company, if any, would you be willing to leave money to in your will?
Does it have to be? Like,
Wow.
well, I guess it is a company. I don't know,
It can be an
probably-
organization. It doesn't necessarily.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be like fucking Amazon or something. But
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I have enough money, Zach.
well, you know.
Yeah. Well, probably the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yeah, that makes
That
sense.
one's pretty good, yeah.
And
I would leave money to cancer on the side
I
of
was also-
cancer.
On the side of
Just
On the side of
cancer.
I'm joining the war on drugs. On the side of drugs.
Fuck it. I'm bringing all you down with me.
Does this guy just have a skull on his head? What am I
Yeah. So
looking
this
at here?
this enemy type is weird
Two
because if you kill them in
Nice.
normal contexts, they just lose their helmet, and you have to like kill them twice. But it's cool. But yeah, I don't know, Saba. Would you leave money in your will to any corporation that you could think of?
I don't know if I had to. Hello, Jesse. With
Hello,
like
Jesse.
gun to my head, it would probably be something like medical, probably related. I think. No, I'm not too familiar with a lot of the stuff, so I'll just say medical related.
Do like
I know St. Jude's. Yes, I was just thinking St. Jude's is one.
Leave money to cancer research sabotage.
I'll
fucked up.
donate
Sabotage.
to the opposite of what Adrian wants to donate, so they can fight it out and then get nowhere.
You each hire a hitman in your will
Basically.
to kill the other hitman.
It's spy versus spy.
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, yeah.
I'd like to leave money to the Umbrella Corporation. I think they've got really good ideals and they've done some really groundbreaking research.
Yeah, for the medical field.
I mean, they did do really groundbreaking research. They can't
changed the world, Zach.
You literally can't argue that they didn't. You know.
I think Adrian's right here. I changed my answer.
I changed my answer to cancer research sabotage.
What are you doing, Kirby?
Jesse, you're too quiet. Let me raise
Yell,
let me
Jesse.
raise your voice
Yell
for you.
aggressively. Yes,
Jesse,
scream
talk
at the
to
top
me
of your
again,
lungs.
please.
Okay.
More than that.
Jesse, what's your favorite Pokemon and explain why?
Read stuff on the screen right now.
It's
Reggie
Magnemite.
Reggie Steel, why?
Because it's cool.
Wouldn't you then choose Reggie Ice instead?
No, because I like Reggie Steel better.
That's a really good joke.
For a second there, I thought you said Reggie Smoke, and I was like, that's not.
Yo,
That doesn't
grass
exist.
type? Grass type or fire type?
That's Reggie
Poison.
Toke
Oh.
is the grass type.
Reggie.
And then Reggie Bloke is the British type.
Reggie Bloke. Fuck,
Did
the
you just
hiccups came back.
Yeah.
I laughed too
I
hard
heard
at
it.
Saba's really good joke.
Are you just grinding for materials?
No, he finished. He's just showing
I
off
finished
some
the game.
stuff now.
I just wanted to show people
Okay.
the game.
Show cool levels.
Showing off cool levels that I like. I like this
He's a
one because
show-off.
it's the London Underground, but it's all frozen over.
The Lunderground?
The Lunderground.
The Thunderground.
Thunderground.
In Game Studio 1, we basically made like Kirby's Air Ride / Twisted Metal game. It was just like a apocalypse kart racer, and the theme of our game, like the theme song, was called the Thunderdome.
Amazing.
Wait a minute, I thought your game was about the museum.
No, that was game design.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it, because I actually genuinely like the song, and I forget his name, but he did a really great job on it.
What if you had a place that was subterranean, but it was just full of people that kept messing up, and it was called the Blunderground?
Oh,
Oh.
I like that one. Now I'm desperately trying to think of things that rhyme, but I can't think of any that's good.
Sunderground? I don't know. Is it hot there? Does that count?
What about the place in Spelunky? Isn't it called the Plunderground?
Funky.
That's really good. now I'm like an Ottoman sultan, and I'm like, ha 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 ha! Yes, very good. Do another one.
I don't choose Shingle to hide the sound of the daggers rattling in my belt.
Oh shit.
There we go. Oh no. Ow. Ow.
I like the mix of old enemies and new enemies.
Yeah. Dead.
Is sleep useful in this game?
The upgraded sleep is very useful.
Very cool.
Oh no.
No, you're thinking of ice.
Fuck! It's the same joke again! And it's still funny!
It's the level, Zach, and you can't help it.
It's true. It's the entire world. Which I guess I did want to say that I was delightfully surprised when I, started playing this in my own time again. And I knew that there was going to be an ice world, but the ice world wasn't just like, oh, it's like a mountaintop or something like that. It's like, no, it's just fucked up England.
Frozen
You
England.
could argue that England already is.
Correct. That's a good point.
Get rid of it.
Did I just lose my... Oh, thank God. I thought I lost my firepower for a second.
Damn.
Ow.
What's your ability tier list, Zach?
Ability tier list.
In this game?
Am I allowed... Like, do you want just in general, or do you want me to give...
In general.
Just in general? I would definitely say that...
Resources.
I would definitely say that the best power in general is fire.
Okay.
Just because it's so it does such consistent damage, and especially when you get the dragon fire, you get the dash ability, which allows you to just clear through enemies really quickly. Against bosses, the ice power is actually a lot more useful because as they're becoming frozen, you get the ability, or as they're getting frozen, they get slower and slower. So you can catch a boss in the middle of their attack animation, and they'll just freeze, and it's like, oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that one, and then
MLA format, please?
oh, sorry, what'd you say?
I was gonna say, now you write an MLA format. Is that your sources?
Cite my sources.
Okay.
The citing of my sources would be my own playtime, I suppose. But this
That's not
level's
reliable,
really cool because it's just a bridge.
Damn.
Anecdotal evidence?
No,
Come on.
it's a fallacy.
A little cringe.
I didn't have it recorded and I can't cite it. Gameplay.
Oh,
Yeah, just
toasted
stand and
marshmallows.
spew fire.
Speed hot fire.
Oh, I didn't kill him fast enough.
Ooh.
Whoa.
I don't like
Whoa.
that it auto absorbs the ability. in this
You
game.
can turn that off in the options if you
Oh,
want.
okay.
Yeah. I left it on because I very rarely want to spit a thing back out, because you can just hold the button to drop it. So
Yeah.
the Thunderdome. You know what? I will use the Morpho Knight. Go. Another one.
Not the same because it doesn't have a D, but it's close enough. The Lumber Dome.
The Lumber Dome.
a lot of wood.
What's it made out of? Steel.
I like that they reference Morpho Knight.
It is cool. It's dead.
What is this boss?
It's a new mini boss. She's the
I know it's a new
tornado.
mini boss, but it's like
She's the
it's a
tornado.
ballerina
She's the
goose.
tornado ballerina. She's great. They actually use her a lot, like a lot more than the other ones.
ballerina.
Okay.
If you don't get
Zach,
the
I told
reference,
you,
I'm sorry.
AV bait.
You're not wrong.
Is
Look at
Tornado
that.
good in this game?
What'd you say?
Is Tornado good in this game?
The final upgrade version of Tornado is pretty good. The other ones are fine. It's mostly actually useful for its movement that it gives you,
Yes.
which is interesting. Oh, Scoozy.
It's usually how it goes.
Ow.
What's the worst ability in the game?
sleep. But I'm
That's
not
too easy.
I'm actually not a particular fan of bomb because I felt like bomb was a trap. I kept using it to try to kill bosses, but it just pales in comparison to fire.
That's kind of how I felt during the demo when I got upgraded bomb. Like, that's interesting.
The chain bomb is cool. Like, it's really interesting. I'm really happy that they did it. I will never use it properly.
Yeah, same.
Die. No!
Perish, you fool.
Oh, he ate me.
I think it's also interesting that there's feral versions of the classic bosses.
The what you calls it, the figurine like lore that you can get for getting their figurines. These are just the normal bosses that you're used to. Evidently, they just arrived in this dimension slightly ahead of Kirby, and immediately decided to start like wearing, like, I don't know, primal garb and acting crazy, I guess.
That's kind of weird, but okay.
I mean, have you heard the stories of those pigs that got out and immediately reverted to being wild boars? It's like that.
Oh, I get, okay, sure. It's just funny because like every mini boss has a figurine with lore like that, saying like, oh, they arrived slightly before Kirby and they joined the Beast Pack, which is the name of the bad guys in the game.
Yeah.
Or what about those pigs, that caught control of the farm and turned into a dictatorship? What about
We're not
those?
talking about Animal Farm, but the one figurine lore that I thought was really funny was that Wild Edge, despite not explicitly being an animal, also joined the Beast Pack, and everybody was just really inclusive, apparently. And I thought that was great.
Yes, the side of evil. Everyone's welcome.
Do I want ice or fire? Let's do ice.
Let's skate a little bit.
Let's do a little bit of skating. Who's this boss? Do you have any guesses?
I mean, I'm assuming it's D.
What makes you say that?
It's the dragon
on the
from
title.
Mario Odyssey.
It's on the title.
DDD's like, I know that you are my friend, but I'm going to capture you.
Yes.
Well, I will say I spoiled myself by listening to the DDD theme in this game, and I really like how it sounds.
It is pretty good.
They slow it down for once instead of how it's been speeding up over the years.
Ow.
He knocked the shit
Interesting
out
that
of
you fight him in the ice world, though.
Yeah, usually it's a big arena.
Yeah. My god.
He still has the trip attack.
He's your god, Grant? Since when?
Yeah. Dude, have you not been like praising DDD as our Lord and Savior?
Oh, wow,
What's the religion called? DDD's witnessed? DDDism?
DDDism?
DDDism? He's our DD deity.
DDD.
Yes.
I do think.
Ever heard of the Divine Right of Kings? It's the Divine Right of King Deity.
I think it's
The Father, the
interesting in
Son,
what
and
they
the
did
Holy
with the
Hammer.
concept that they basically like beta test with Blowout Blast and fleshed it out as a full game.
I'm not
Which one?
familiar, I don't think.
Because Blowout Blast was like the last, or like one of the last Kirby spin-off games on 3DS. And it was basically like a 3D game.
Oh.
Oh, was
But it had no copy abilities. It was basically just like base Kirby.
Based Kirby?
Beast?
See, does this work? Is he gonna do it again?
We
It did
did
not.
it.
Okay, so that's a little bit unfortunate. But the first time I beat DDD, he's there, passed out on the ground. And as it's going through, like counting up my coins and counting up the Waddle Dees that I picked up, he gets up, pulls out a cage, captures Alfalfin, your alfalfa character, and then runs away while Kirby is still in his like pose. It was really good.
Kirby! Kirby, no!
And so we go. And so now we're going to Forbidden Island.
Oh.
Island.
So once again, all of the worlds in this game are really cool because they're an environment that we're familiar with, but they essentially flip it on its head into something that we're not super familiar with. So this entire area used to be a tropical port town, which is really cool. So as we go through these levels, you'll see like a bunch of like fucked up coral and beach ships and stuff like that.
And
Of course, I always like the music.
And I still
right?
skate.
Amazing.
And I still skate.
Oh.
He's clever.
He's sentient. He's sapient.
He's sapient.
Oh my God.
We must stop him.
He's evolved too quickly. Oh, is that a Chaos Emerald?
Who's such a chaos?
That emerald shard.
You mean the Chaos Emeralds?
You mean these Chaos Emeralds?
Mr. President!
Gives a little bit of ring mouth.
Lovely.
I hate it. It's so,
So weird.
Is this
Amazing.
the one
it's so
you hate the
jiggly.
most?
Like if I jump, you can see that his mouth.
Mouth jiggle physics, finally.
What mouthful mode do you hate the most, Zach?
I can't actually answer that because that's a spoiler.
Dang.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Oh.
there is one mouthful mode which is a sin against God, but we'll see that eventually.
When he
Is it the
forged
final-
in beauty?
It is
I
a
thought-
special mouthful mode. Yes.
I thought the staircase was pretty cursed, but
Staircase is like fine because I can't. At least the staircase isn't like sticking out of his mouth like the cone is,
Or the
Hey, what's your
card?
favorite mouthful mode?
or the car. My favorite. Surprisingly, despite how fucking horrible it is, I actually do like the water balloon Kirby quite a lot.
Interesting.
It's a funny little guy. He's just there. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. He's not freezing. Are you immune to being frozen, madam?
She never freezes.
Oh, there you are. Now
Oh,
you're
never
freezing.
mind.
It took a while. Dead.
She's dead.
literally give her frostbite and then she dies.
Brutal.
I'm keep
Frostbite
an
is
eye out
pretty
for
bad.
some fire because I want to go back to fire.
I
Fire.
want to revert to fire.
But why would you want to get rid of that beautiful jump that twirls?
It is
The
really
gliding.
great.
Bean.
There's a boss fight that's coming up in this world where this particular jump works really well cinematically. So I'll probably keep it for the boss fight, but
I still think that fire anime should be you walking on hot coals.
Kind of weird seeing that enemy. It's like sand.
You mean the barnacle looking enemy?
Yeah,
there's-
I forgot what it's called.
I don't remember what it's called either, but yeah, they use it quite a bit in this game just in general. Oh, that's fire.
I mean, yeah, you killed the fire guy earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. I wasn't
Yeah.
even paying attention.
I go, there's fire, and then he's dead.
Oh.
Too late.
Hey, mouthful mode. Yay.
First.
But look how happy he is.
Oh, he's
Exactly.
Oh, he's
That's all that
happy.
matters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whittle waddling through. And I guess in the context of what this area used to be, it kind of makes sense that these barnacle guys are here.
That is true.
Munch.
And then whatever those things are.
So this one I wanted to show off because I thought I was really clever when I found this secret. So you come here, and this is like a you can see that a long time ago it used to be like a beachfront resort, right? But I played this level. I noticed that there was a hole in the fence here.
Oh, what's this up there?
Oh, an actual.
You can go into the hotel.
No.
Look at the little guy manning the hotel counter.
Yeah, and he won't even attack you. It's great.
He has a job to do.
We're gonna do this. Hopefully I can get this correct.
Now it's a Mario Party.
Is there a run button?
No, there's no de facto run button in this one.
Oh.
Oh. There we
Who
go.
would win in a fight? Kirby would sleep or you?
Kirby would sleep because eventually he'd wake up.
You don't think you could? You don't think you could finish him in time?
Absolutely not.
Could finish Kirby.
And also, I'm pretty
remember-
sure that when you hit Kirby while he's in sleep, he just immediately wakes up.
Better
So-
hit him hard. Better
so
make
he-
it count. Better kill him with one punch.
Exactly. So it's like if Kirby's asleep, I get one punch to kill him, and if I don't, he's gonna wake up and suck me up and get like depression power or whatever.
Dang.
He's gonna go back to sleep.
He's gonna go back to sleep.
There you go. You just have to loop him forever.
But I only have one me.
Well, tough shit, I guess. I don't know.
I don't have.
Sucks to suck.
See, what we need to get Mario involved in this, and he needs to give me the duplication cherries from 3D World.
Double cherry.
So every time Kirby
What if-
swallows one of me, another one of me shows up, and then they get the one punch, and then they get swallowed. But before that, they duplicate.
What if he surreptitiously gives you the Bowsette crown instead, though?
Then I'll finally be what I truly wanted to be. Hot. Oh god, actually imagine if I wasn't. That'd be really sad.
Oh no.
it's just me, but like in a dress, and I'm like, oh.
What was the
That
name?
means you've been beautiful all along, Zach.
Thanks,
what was the
Grant, you
name?
fucking liar.
What was the name? There was concept art floating around somewhere of like Waluigi and Wario, but for like Daisy and Princess Peach, and there was like good names and I forgot what they were.
So I was never able to find it again, but this is a story that I like to tell quite frequently because it was during, I think it was like Wario Land either 2 or 3 or something like that. They were planning on having like the Wario / Waluigi versions of Peach and Daisy, and they were
That's Mario
Lemon and
Tennis.
Rose. It was Princess Lemon and Princess Rose, where the idea was that instead of Peach being like the leader of the two, I guess, kind of how she is with, you know, Peach and Daisy right now, it was going to be Rose. And Rose's design was the most blatant, like, dude, I have a thing for goth chicks ever. It was like,
Nice.
Oh lord.
it was great. But I was never able to find that concept art again. I really want it. So we are now inside the hotel.
I like this Nintendo Power interview. We wanted to have girlfriends for Wario and Waluigi with Mr. Miyamoto. He didn't even want to see their girlfriends. He didn't even want to lay eyes on them. Apparently, one of the names was Wario Peachy.
Water
Yeah.
Peachy.
That was like it was because of Mario Tennis. That was like the whole reason why Waluigi even exists.
Right, because Wario needed
doubles partner.
a doubles partner.
And they're not even brothers, they're just two dudes.
Yeah, it's
With
great.
the same mission. That's how you bond.
Well, they have slightly different missions. They have similar missions. One of them is to fuck up Mario and also get money, and the other one's just to
The
fuck up
others is to
Luigi.
fuck.
The other is to fuck. And my god, is he good at it.
Oh, yeah.
My God, is he good at it? What a curse!
I mean, come on, look at him.
Oh, I fucking dinked off of him. Look at this guy. This guy hacks up phlegm like I do in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I know the feeling.
Ow. Oh, you know what? I should probably go up because there's a cool pipe segment here.
Pipe.
Pipe.
The guy looks for like he's from Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I thought when I first saw it.
Yeah.
This dude looking like the Great Mighty Pooh.
Mighty Pooh.
How do you guys feel about maidenless behavior?
It's all I ever
remind
do.
me of
This
being
behavior like
maidenless.
Saba.
Oh, don't remind me.
Saba has no maidens.
Look at my little
Maidenless.
floaty.
I like that they keep that detail on Kirby.
Yeah.
Does that mean
He died
Kirby?
down.
God.
Like Kirby can swim, right? He can't not swim.
Yeah, he can swim.
Yeah, he can swim.
He just likes pool floaties, Adrian.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
That's why he
Having a
keeps
good-
one in his mouth dimension and then pulls it out whenever he lands
His
in water.
mouth dimension. Oh my god.
That's accurate, I think.
Yeah. Oh no.
That animation is always sad. How do you guys feel about swimming with goggles?
Comfortable,
Real
because I
men
can't
open their
do-
eyes in the chlorinated water.
Real men open their eyes in the ocean. I mean, it's fine.
The ocean.
You just want to see.
My dad is super like machismo, where he's like, you can't be a real man if you swim with goggles. And he's like, I swam in the swamps of Vietnam and got bacteria in all of my
Oh,
eye
God.
pores.
No.
Where he's like, when I was a kid, eels bit me on each of my eyeballs, and I had to pry them off with my hands.
You're like only
And I'm
half the
like-
size of this man.
I don't want that.
It's like I have
Milk?
sports goggles, so I bring those when I go swimming, so I can see underwater.
Yeah.
No, my
Sometimes you
dad
just want to see where you're going.
My dad straight up like did that shit all the time in Vietnam, because Vietnam is a very watery, swampy place. So he can swim without goggles in chlorinated pools like it's nothing because I don't know.
Built up an immunity.
He's built up an
Bacteria.
immunity to water-based effects with his eyes. His eyes have
Water
100%
eel.
water resistance,
Holy shit.
and that
He got
includes
enough
water-based
resistance
life.
points.
Any
That includes the water-based
life.
life forms.
All water-based life forms.
Yeah, you could punch him in the gut and he double O. Re-punch him in the eye. Since you yourself are 6% water, he'd be 6% immune.
Holy
Oh.
He
Yeah,
takes
it's too
60%
strong.
damage reduction from humans to the eye.
Well, yeah, it's proportional to the amount of water they're made of.
Oh, that's great. I love that. Great.
So, like, if you threw a
got-
water balloon, he'd only take 1% of the damage at his eyes, but,
I don't know which one I want to show. Let's do Moonlight Canyon.
those pressurized, like, water laser cannons, he'd be immune to those if he shot into his eye. That's actually how they did LASIK surgery on him.
On him.
they used a power
Are we going
washer.
to go into
Yeah.
Titanic, Zach?
I don't know, Saba. Do you think we're gonna go into the Titanic?
This looks like
Maybe.
a setting for a Dragon Ball Z fight.
You know what I would
If the
like?
camera was turned slightly, you'd see Kakarot up there.
Yeah.
I don't
would
call
like
I don't
if,
call him by his stage name. I call him by his real birth name.
Are you a Saiyan, Zach? You call him by his Saiyan birth
The
name?
prince of the Saiyan race, or whatever fucking Vegeta says. I haven't been
Did you kill-
watching it, by the way.
Did you kill Cell, Zach?
I killed Cell.
Hey, Zach, I want you to look at this image and tell me which show that you've recently watched this is.
Yo, this arc of activity is crazy. So you're saying that you want me to say what show I've been watching recently has arcs like this?
Well, that the fandom treats like that.
I don't want to be mean, but Shira. Most of She-Ra is that. So I
Is
hopefully
it good
just...
though?
She-Ra is very good. It's just that
Fantastic.
there are entire seasons in a row where fuck all happens, but the fan base was like, "Oh, can't believe it!"
Nice.
Including Zach and I when we were watching it.
Exactly, we're part of the fandom.
Yes.
Is it more intense in the moment when you're fucked and you're like, wait, nothing happened?
A lot of the exciting stuff that happens in She-Ra is two characters talking to each other.
God,
It's one of those types of shows.
man. I feel like
But
you
it's
would have
good.
got way more enjoyment out of watching Kipo.
I did watch Kipo.
I like Kipo. It's just like the ending was kind of
It feels like every season had 50% the budget of the previous season, and that's not great.
I was like, I
Uh-oh.
was talking to a friend who I watched it with, and we were like, man, it would have been really cool if like they had to fight like this really big, like overarching, like omnipresent, like a bad guy.
Nah,
in a
but
way.
each season it's like a variant of the previous bad guy, kinda.
'Cause it would have been cool to see like a corruption of like Kipo's ideals in like the complete opposite direction.
We can live
But-
in peace and harmony, and then there's like another guy being that shows very clearly like no.
Yeah.
Did I, Jesse? You and I haven't been hanging out that much. Have I ever told you? Did you ever watch BNA on Netflix?
I haven't. I haven't watched that one.
How interested are you in watching BNA? Because if you are, I won't spoil anything for you. But if not, there's a factor in that show that I like discussing because it feels like the writers kind of missed the point of their own series, which is a really ridiculous thing to say.
Oof.
So you let me know. Do you care about spoilers for BNA or no?
I don't know.
Doesn't know.
Okay. Well, I'll just tell you. The entire show is a very blatant allegory for like racism and stuff, right? Because
Okay.
the idea being that there are humans and then there are beast humans, where
Yeah.
the beast humans have the ability to switch freely back and forth, so it's a furry's paradise. And the thing is like the show really goes to great lengths to showcase to you that there is no real reason why all the beast humans should be locked onto this one remote island. Like there's really no reason for that, or at least that's what the show tries to showcase to you. But then they clearly needed like an action set piece towards the end of the show, and so they were like, you know what, turns out all beast humans have a latent gene in their DNA that when triggered in high stress situations will turn them into giant building sized monster versions of the animals that they were, and they will go on a murderous like rampage killing.
Wait a minute.
And it's like wait, you have kind of.
So there was a reason they're on the island.
And that and the thing was that in the context of the context of the show,
sleep.
in the
Yo,
context
he
of the
pulled out of bed. Yo.
Yeah.
yeah. So this is the upgraded sleep. It's great. But yeah, so like within the context of the show, the like bad human people or whatever didn't know that the beast humans would like turn into these horrible evil monsters. But retroactively, it's like actually this kind of makes it's unfortunate that you guys kind of fucked up your own like reasoning for the show, because now it kind of makes sense that the beast humans need to be separated a little bit, because one beast human in the show goes nuts about 50% of the way through the show, and I think canonically kills 35 people in 20 minutes.
Dang.
And it's like, I don't know, man. Like
That is death. That
like
is,
black
murder
people
smell.
don't just
That is
suddenly
murder.
sprout knives out of their fists when they get upset. There's like a difference between these allegories, I think.
Wow, I
So.
didn't realize a metal gate could turn you into this.
Excuse you, it's a metal
Yeah.
arch.
You felt Kirby's
Right.
flopping backskin in this mouthful mode.
I was just kind of. I was miffed that Kipo ended on a dang prom episode. It made me upset.
Listen, it was an action prom episode. It's a little different.
It's still prom episode.
It did. I do like how
I
that
was
was
like,
her. That was her
goddamn.
ultimate solution to the problem. Was like, hey, well, let's show all of the people that we can live in harmony with a prom.
I was like,
Prom,
dang it,
the
please.
ultimate show of humanity.
Oh, anyway, fun fact about Sleep Kirby. So, in this game called Kirby Battle Royale, there was a period of time where they were like, you guys can vote for the last power, and then they literally listed every single power that Kirby has actually had, and Sleep was one of them. Sleep ended up winning that. So in the game, Sleep Kirby basically slaps people with a pillow.
Oh.
They
That's
should have.
the reason why Sleep Kirby great.
They
Pillow
definitely
fight
should have leaned into the joke and just made Sleep Kirby a character who, as soon as the match starts or whatever, he stumbles twice, falls over, and sleeps until he dies.
I like astral projection Kirby. They need to include that.
Astral projection Kirby. That would be a great upgrade. Imagine a Sleep Kirby where he pulls out the bed, but then in addition to the bed, he just has this buff Kirby dream spirit. It's like a stand running around and just beats the shit out of people.
Kirby. Holy shit, that'd be amazing.
Okay. Do we want to see the boss, or do you want to see this mall?
Has there been a bow Kirby? Probably.
Yeah,
right?
there was a bow Kirby in Robobot.
Tuxedo Kirby?
Oh, I didn't play that one.
In
Archer.
Robobot and Triple Deluxe. Oh,
Archer.
Jesse, did you play Triple Deluxe?
Yes, I
Did
did
you play
Triple
Robobot?
Deluxe. I did not play Robobot.
Well, Robobot's the better of the two, but
Yeah, I know, but
Look at this
So,
sand.
but would you
beautiful.
understand if I told you that Triple Deluxe really seemed like a predecessor to Robobot, as in they were figuring out how to get the 3D stuff to work, and then in Robobot they figured
yeah.
stuff out. No, and that makes sense. What I'm saying, what I was gonna say was that this game
That's a
really
lot of
feels
no
like Triple
Kirby's.
Deluxe in the sense of they were figuring out a bunch of technical, mechanical stuff, and then whatever game comes out after this will be the real one.
Zach,
and I'm
is this
excited.
no Kirby's because they're from Kirby's World originally?
No,
Why is there no that face?
No Kirby's allowed.
Yeah, do you ever wonder what happened to fucking
hey, what's the
green
name of this
paint?
character, by the way? What's the name of this boss?
Silly Dillo.
I will not begrudge you if you mispronounce his name, because I did a lot.
What did you pronounce it as?
I put an
you
extra
know.
D in there by accident a couple times.
Oh, you know.
Wow.
why does he look like a Crash Bandicoot boss?
For the
You're
same
super
reason
right.
that other enemy looked like a Conker's Bad Fur Day boss.
Hey, you ever wonder what the fuck happened to red, yellow, and green Kirby from Kirby's Amazing Mirror?
Yeah, they
went back into
they never
Kirby.
actually disappeared or anything, right?
Isn't it the lore reasons, the fact that all four of them were part of one Kirby and they just kind of
Yeah, I
split
thought
apart?
so.
Right, but at the end of the game they never got back together.
Yeah, and
don't know
also
that.
Boy
Kirby.
band.
They probably did it off screen.
Like
Well,
what
I
happened
guess
to Kirby's?
I guess you could assume that. That's true.
Oh, he's got multiple.
What
of
happened to
them.
Kirby's phone that he used to call all his friends?
I mean, he still has
Kirby's calling the
the
fucking
phone.
police.
He still has the phone in other games.
Why doesn't he used to call his Kirby's Amazing Mirror friends? I miss them.
Good.
Oh,
So they should get back together.
In case you couldn't tell, it was my favorite game of the Kirby series.
Fair enough.
Kirby's Amazing Mirror and Kirby Nightmare and Dream were two that I was raised on.
Kirby Superstar is by far my favorite.
Oh, what was the one where it's like the Kirby is like what was it? It's the one that there's like some rat thieves.
Fuck. That's
Squeak
Squeak
Squad?
Squad. That was
Squeak
mine.
Squad.
Some rat thieves.
Fucking love Kirby Squeak
I
Squad.
love Squeak Squad. Squeak Squad is good too, but mine is Amazing Mirror for sure for me.
What canvas curse?
Yeah,
Yo,
but what
Mass
about Epic
Attack?
Yarn?
Yo, the touch games.
Did you just fucking bring up Kirby Mass Attack? Fuck you.
I brought up Kirby Mass Attack, where you have 10 Kirbys, but not all the time. Sometimes you have 10.
like what a crazy mechanic.
Anyways, it's
Remember
way
when
easier
Amazing Mirror did it better?
one.
I played a little bit of Mass Attack on my very legitimate DS, and it was
Not fun.
it was a weird game because it was just like, oh, the mechanic is that you have like a lot of them that you control at once, and I was like, okay, that's kind of neat, I guess. And it's like, what do I actually use this for? Can I have like 5 different powers active at the same time? It's like, no, only your lead Kirby can have a power. The rest of them you use like Pikmin to like hold down switches and stuff, and I'm like, ah.
Now, see, the rest have the intelligence of a normal infant, whereas you are Prime Kirby and you have experience going through several hard-fought battles and wars.
Prime Kirby, where you have the capacity of a Prime Infant.
Prime Kirby, you have the
infant.
capacity to turn into a big 18-wheeler. Kirby Prime.
Kirby Prime.
Kirby Prime, where you have the ability to turn into an Amazon delivery truck.
Finally.
Kirby Prime, where you have to do power to turn into a very expensive cut of steak. Or rib, sorry.
Delicious
Kirby Prime, where you're no longer divisible by any rational number.
God.
Wouldn't it be divisible
Listen,
by-
that's a good one.
I mean, no, I don't
Wouldn't
want
you only be
to.
divisible by yourself in one?
You're correct. That's the actual
gonna say.
definition.
Listen, Zach, I know a thing or two about middle schooler maths, because I've been around the block for the last year when it comes to middle schooler math, so, and Prime is in that domain.
He knows middle school math.
Yeah, don't
Kill him.
test me, I know middle school math.
And him.
Kill him. No, please! it's like he has a forbidden knowledge no one could ever know. They must die with him.
Needle. So is Needle just like a substitute for Wheel in this game?
Pretty much. Yeah. It's basically spherical wheel. It's not as fast, obviously, but you can do stuff like this,
And that's fun.
where you
Skewering
just
bodies.
where you just skewer an enemy, and the game just asks you to not think about it too hard.
I'm honestly surprised there's no Plasma Kirby. Kind of like a mainstay, you know?
What's Plasma Kirby?
Electricity.
Green
Spark.
Spark.
Is that the
Green
the one
Kirby.
where he like it's like a whip?
No.
Which one's
No.
that?
It's the one where in some games where you had to like mash the controls, I mean the D-pad to like charge up your attack.
Let me.
I mean, wouldn't it kind of do the same thing as Needle does, but with more effort?
No.
Well, no, because it fires. It literally
No,
fires a
that's
giant energy ball.
Oh,
I thought
that
it
one.
just I thought it just made you like surround with a big aura of green while you stand still.
I mean,
That's what I remember it doing.
that was
No,
part of its moveset. That was like a
Yeah, like-
passive ability.
Then you fire it, and it's a huge fucking blast of plasma.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now that you mentioned it, I know it's not literally what you were just talking about, but now that you mention it, I am a little surprised that they don't have beam in this. Because
I
could
was
you
just
imagine?
about to say Beam Kirby, dude.
Could you imagine?
beam
Could you imagine a
finally?
beam? Could you imagine a beam ability where you just
Beam
get to
Kirby?
you just get to whip it? You just get to whip it around in front of you.
You get
That'd
to
be
whip
great.
and Nene in front of you, all your
Whip and
fucking
Nene.
enemies.
There were some games where beam, like you literally made like a circle around Kirby, like a circular whip, and you can just like hold it in place.
Whoa.
It's very cool.
Yeah. See, look at that. Hey, why is he wearing Marx's hat? That's
Wait a minute.
where do you
weird.
think you got the beam power
Chester
from?
Quick,
Kirby.
call in the Kirby lore specialists. We have to get a YouTube video going right away.
Well,
Kirby
I
is
wish Mirror
actually
was in.
Marks? What?
Marks' hat, but
We talked about how fucked up Marx is as a concept for a Kirby boss, right?
You talked about it, yes.
Oh, did no one agree with me?
No.
blame.
All of you think Marx is just totally fine as a Kirby boss?
Yeah, we need to vilify these cultural Marxists more than we already do.
Marxist? What are you, fucking 4chan?
I am, yes, I've been radicalized. Ever since talking with Sub, I've been radicalized.
Oh, of course.
I'm
Me.
sorry.
God.
Totally a joke. It's a joke.
It's a joke, people.
Yes,
joke.
Saba. Known enemy of women's rights.
Saba, the
I
Dark
am
Souls of women's
maidenless,
rights.
so I don't know. I may be.
Saba's been
Just by
radicalized.
No,
virtue of being
no.
made.
Zach is the Dark Souls. Saba's the Demon Souls of women's rights.
She's the rudimentary predecessor. Oh,
Yeah.
I love it. That's great.
I don't know,
That's
man.
a
You
very
have a
slow
game where you have
exploit.
0-2.
Oh, there we
I don't
go.
think Marks is that out there.
Marks.
So with that
Wow.
platform, like,
The whole
started
thing immediately
descending.
falls, preventing you from getting this. What do you calls it?
Waddle Dee.
Yeah, this Waddle Dee.
How do you guys
So you have to
feel
get there
about-
quickly.
Excuse me.
Yes,
How do you guys
Adrian,
feel
you
about
have
you-
something to say.
I was gonna ask, how do you guys feel about UFO?
Look at Mark's face.
Yeah.
He's like, nah.
He
Ah,
looks
now
like the
that
snappers.
should be a VTuber.
Hang on.
it's waiting for you, Zach. Go ahead.
He looks like what's it called? Are they snappers? No, he looks like a claptrap from Donkey Kong.
Holy shit.
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
But what I was gonna ask is, what do you guys think of UFO Kirby?
I loved
Busted.
UFO
I love
Kirby.
UFO Kirby.
So here's one of my
Kirby's
favorite
Epic
powers.
Busted, but
It
Why
was, it
that
was, it was
caveat
always
was ladders.
rarer, which I liked. I thought that
It
was
was
cool.
always-
weakness was
yeah.
ladders.
The only weakness was ladders. It's true because you couldn't go
It
down.
didn't. I was gonna say, why would you need to use ladders? You can just fly.
Yeah, but you can't. But if it's like a platform that normally you can go through, you
Oh
couldn't.
yeah.
Can't
Yeah.
go down.
I was gonna say, yeah. I was just thinking of like a loose ladder.
He
Who the
won.
fuck is this anime-looking guy?
That's
That-
Magalore.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's
Magalore.
Magalore.
He's from the
Return
Wii.
to
He's from the
Dreamland.
Wii game. He was a bad
Yeah,
guy, but you thought he was a good guy
And then
because he
becomes
looks cute.
that.
He becomes magical
Okay,
wizard.
sure. Sure, whatever, guy. You're on the Wii.
Okay, idiot.
You're on the
You're on the
Wii.
Wii. No one ever played the Wii. It was the least popular console.
No, yes, absolutely.
It definitely didn't stomp in the console wars at all.
But in the battle versus PS3 and Xbox 360, the Wii won. It's just a console with 1/8 the power.
1/8 the power and like.
But twice the
One-
fun. Haha.
I was gonna say. It appealed to families trying to get their fat fucking blobs of children to do any exercise at all.
Look at that Kirby.
Ah, yeah, come on.
Oh, that's so good, dude. I love it.
Corby.
So we're doing this level not only because the level is kind of cool, but also because this level has a secret. A secret that I only learned about after
What's
beating the
secret?
game.
Very cool.
So first we gotta go here. Then we gotta go into this secret room. This is the control room. By opening up this chest, we have activated the control room. Now we have to go to the beginning of the level.
What?
Oh my
Damn.
god.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
it
a...
just stops.
Ooh!
Very cool.
Defeated.
Man, in other games you would have just died.
Yeah, kind of bullshit.
In Mario, I would be forced to go back to the beginning of the level.
See?
Shortcut.
That's what we wanted.
In Mario, you would detect traces of
noticed that it
Luigi in this
draws.
galaxy.
It draws on the ground when I spin. That's really cool.
That's one of my favorite screenshots from Mario ever.
Fuck.
Dead.
And you're still not dead?
I even have like an extra health bar. So.
Wow.
Wow. There we go, we're fine.
What's the use of a control panel if it doesn't turn everything off?
Because then the factory would be off, and we can't. Everybody knows we can't stop industry if it, even if it means that it hurts people. So now you'll notice that the beginning of the level has changed. There's a ladder here now.
Distant sobbing sound. Okay, what's happening?
Sounds
here,
of
Beth?
someone falling over another room. So we go up here.
I didn't even see where you were.
Here we go.
Metal Gear?
Samus?
Oh, is this the... Is
H.
this the... It's the Howl Room.
A.
Hey, the dog
Howl
eggs.
Room.
What did the Howl Laboratory dog eggs taste like? I need to know.
We activate all of them. We get a vending machine.
Man, this seems like a very cool, convoluted secret.
There was one. There's actually 2 other Howl rooms in the game.
850 cans of soda.
Cans.
It should have
No,
actually been
they're all
860,
beans.
I think.
Well, that you already shot a few.
Oh, okay.
Yo,
Well, the
point.
reason why I say it should be 860 was because apparently HAL was founded in 1986. The only reason that I am even remotely familiar with that fact was that there's 2 other HAL rooms in the game. One of them is in the very first region of the game. There was a level where they introduce you to the Ranger power for the first time. And at the very end of the game, if you stand up on top of a tree that is normally inaccessible to you, you have to figure out how to get up there. But if you stand on top of a tree, at the very top of your screen, you can barely make out a target. And if you snipe the target from super far away, this ridiculous staircase spawns, taking you above the building in the background, and it takes you to a HAL room. And then in the carnival world of the game, there is one racing challenge that you do there where at the very end, you actually have to just sit there and wait for 86 seconds to pass and then cross the finish line at 86. And then when you do, a bunch of coins fall down and the word HAL appears in grass in the middle.
How fun.
I always forget the fact that HAL's logo is dog eggs, and it makes me think every single time.
Dog eggs. What do they taste like, Adrian?
Dog.
Okay.
What does dog taste like, Adrian?
I don't know. You should ask him that.
Don't ask me that.
Yeah, I'm about to say there's out of context that could be a little. It could be a little monka.
Legitimately, a kid at school the other day asked, he's one of those kids that if you tell him to do literally anything, he takes it as a slight to his entire being. So he
As he
hates doing
should.
anything any adults ask. And I'm like, hey, the bell rang. You need to get to class, please. And then he said, hey, don't eat my dog. To me.
What?
The only,
So
It's so
terrible.
he's like, hey, don't eat my dog, dude.
Oh, okay.
The only Asian staff member in the
my
program.
That's
Good
not
lord.
very kosher.
The only,
racist
the only
youth.
Asian person in program, and staff and kids included. And I asked him, hey, what was that? And he was like, bro, I'm just kidding. And I'm like, okay, don't know. Do you want to repeat that to me in front of the other staff members?
Bro,
Adrian starting to flex, be like, listen, bitch.
Listen, motherfucker.
He's also the kind of kid who's he's a quarter black and 3/4 Hispanic, or not Hispanic, Hawaiian, which means he uses the N-word all the time. But regardless of whether or not that's his place to do it, it's definitely not at school. But he constantly, one of the other things he says anytime any adult asks him to do literally anything, he says, bro, you're racist. Stop being racist. Don't be racist. When he said that to me, and I'm just
No.
Oh, it's this challenge.
A little bit of the boy who cried wolf there, a little bit perhaps.
Where does the triangle go? The square hole.
The triangle goes in the square hole.
The triangle goes in the square hole.
Where does the circle go? You're right. The square hole. Where does the arch go? You're right.
Hole.
The square hole.
Have you seen the sequel?
Oh, go on.
Have you seen the sequel where it's like the girl's like crying tears of joy,
Yeah.
and the guy does it like actually correct?
I've seen it.
Like the reverse. I
where
did not
she's
see
Joy
that
of
one.
tears.
She's like sweating where she like he like his hands move. He's like, no, please. He puts it around. He's like, oh my god, like she like sweat off her brow.
Oh, that's so good. Okay, we got this. We got two more levels and then a couple of boss fights, but that's Masked Hammer. One of these multi-mouth. It's a bonus level that requires you to use almost all of the mouthful modes.
Oh no.
Yes.
If you had to be made internet famous for something uncharacteristic of yourself, what would you want it to be?
What do you mean by uncharacteristic?
Like something you wouldn't normally do that just like accidentally happened or happened just by luck.
You're breaking the table.
Breaking a table?
I
Oh
would
no,
want.
the table's broken.
So that's the thing. What's something I wouldn't want to do that I would still
Swearing.
be fine with?
Wearing what?
I said swearing.
Oh.
Oh.
No, that's completely off brand. I can't be that off brand.
Well, it's something you wouldn't do.
Purpose.
Would you want to be known for that, Saba? Swearing?
Definitely not. There's
Like, so,
already
like-
too many people that
Like you go
already
to
do
it's
that.
like, hey, wait a second, you're that person that's famous for swearing really badly.
Yeah.
No, like that's again. There's enough people that
hired.
already do that, so
You're
I don't think that
hired.
would make me
You're
special.
hired. Swear
You're
in front of these
hired.
people to incite our heart attacks in them.
So
We work at a mortuary.
So you said that in this circumstance, it would have to be something that we don't normally do, right?
Something you wouldn't go out of your way to do or typically do intentionally.
Okay. In that case, I think that the thing that I would be famous for would be like mispronouncing or misspeaking consecutively to the point where I get like exasperated and I get like this like really exasperated expression on my face. And it would just be the sort of thing where it's like, ha! He fucked up. He said the word wrong.
The fool.
The idiot said the word wrong.
I think mine would be
Being racist.
standing in front of children without punching them in the head.
Bro.
So you just be
Without,
You just
standing
said-
there.
and that's uncharacteristic.
Funny. Oh, fuck.
No.
Adrian would be donating to cancer research sabotage.
No, mine would be like donating to cancer research, and then I'm like, no, my persona, my villainous guys.
No. I must be seen as a bad guy.
I feel like I'm
Oh
reminded
my
of
god, look
something
at the
in
animation of
Kirby.
Kirby spitting out the ring.
Ugh.
Wait, he poops it out?
So he spins and he still spits it out of his mouth, but it does look like he shits it out for a second.
Oh, it's like
That's
how...
still a nightmare.
I like how you're simply cleaning off lava instead of it just hardening.
You know
Mario
what? You're super
Sunshine.
right.
Mario Sunshine.
Mario Sunshine.
I think mine would be giving like a really insightful, detailed like take and opinion on something with a lot of like nuance and like speaking very eloquently.
Probably mine would be getting extremely angry at something.
It's fair.
What
Time
if
for
you
car.
got popular for not saying anything at all? You just sat there.
Oh, we're running out of time. Ooh, dude.
I feel like that would be
I
pretty
actually
annoying.
might
If you
not
just sat there and
pass
didn't do
this.
anything.
Like it's like a stream, and
I was
you're
gonna
just
say, you didn't
like
sit there
you're there
demonstrating
on camera, but
spitting
you're
for
just
us.
sitting and not saying anything, like kind of awkwardly.
You guys
Where
remember
are
when
you,
Dead
a VTuber?
Rising had a dedicated spit button?
Fuck. There's no way I'm gonna. I can't. Oh, fuck him.
Do you guys remember when
No.
Dead Rising?
And that's the
Rising
end right
was-
there. No.
Rank West.
In
I'm not
Dead
doing
Rising
the-
1, there was
I'm
a
not doing that
dedicated
whole
spit
fucking-
button where you could just spit.
It's okay. We
zombies and
saw all
people.
of it.
What did that do?
Nothing. It pissed off people and did no damage to zombies.
Red
Um,
disease.
The way that you would do it was you press the attack button while you're in like first person mode with no weapon equipped.
It's
Yeah.
like the dab button from the Illinois game.
I will say that there was technically you could temporarily upgrade it with like a smoothie that made you like spit like poison, but if you didn't have a specific smoothie, and that was only a temporary buff for like a few minutes, then you would just be spitting saliva at people and zombies as your attack, which I thought was really funny.
Good times.
I think it dealt like literally a fraction of a damage point, so you could theoretically kill someone with it barely if they were already on death's door.
It's kind of like that video that I saw the other day of somebody playing League and they got a kill with Samira's taunt.
Oh, that does exactly one.
It does
pip of health.
it does exactly 1 point of true damage, and normally the opponent will just instantly heal it, but the person had to be at exactly 1. She taunts by flicking a coin at them, so you have to have at least 1 gold. They have to be really close, and they have to have exactly 1 health. But they did it in a ranked game, and they fucking flipped out. It was awesome.
That's amazing.
All right,
And then they got to
we're
the
at the
highest
gathering of the
tier
Beast
ranking.
Council.
It's like how in Street Fighter 2, or no, sorry, Street Fighter 3, Sean could throw a basketball at people, and that was his projectile.
Yes. And Dudley can throw his rose.
Yes. And
Look at this shot.
Yo, Monkey Revenge.
Look at the shot
That's
of like
the
you
boss
walk
in
up and
this?
he's like bum 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 bum.
It's a
With
boss
a
of the
volcano behind him.
Yo, Monkey Revenge.
Monkey.
he's got. Did he always have the anchor necklace?
So
Is that new?
initially he had a bunch of Waddle Dees in a cage, but now he has an anchor.
Why is it an anchor?
Because he likes to lift weights.
This
Well,
is the
but-
worst
well,
possible
it's
place I could
supposed to
think
show
of.
that he's crazy strong, right? Because he's just wearing it as jewelry.
I was gonna say this is the least nautical place I could think of.
Well, he's so
Monkey
strong.
Revenge.
So Monkey is dead now, and we got a car.
Not
He
again.
turned into a car.
Oh,
He's
is this a
corpsed.
boss rush stage?
So it's not exactly a rush stage, but I will have to beat the Executive Council of Beasts.
I like the just skipping the track.
It's
Who
great,
would
isn't it?
win?
You,
You
couldn't have
were-
just U-turned and then jumped onto the higher part.
I don't know.
Do you
I don't
think you could beat?
Oh god.
Do you think you could beat any mouth-mold Kirby?
This is the same question as do I think I could beat Kirby while sleeping? I don't think any living being could defeat Kirby, period.
No, instead you would just ask him if he wanted to have some tea time, and that's the
What about
only way to
Nazim?
win is by drawing. with
I
him.
would actually very legitimately, I would very much like to poke the inside of Kirby's mouth when he's in ring form, because I have to know whether or not it has the same texture as the outside.
What if it's just moist?
Like, what if
It's the
it, like,
same
what
texture,
if
just
it's just
moisture.
moist? That's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, isn't that nightmare fuel just in and of
What
itself?
if it's really tough, like really sinewy muscle?
What if it's just an
How did
eldritch
you-
abomination and you could, in your mind itself couldn't
You
comprehend?
could like it's fucking Cthulhu.
Yeah.
How would you feel if you like found a Kirby, right, and you touched the Kirby, and you found out that Kirby's flesh is all incredibly flexile, but also incredibly strong, tensile muscle that becomes immovable by like
so much
text?
damage.
It's just that
Yeah.
Kirby's always relaxed, so it's always flexible. But if Kirby were to flex, it would become hard as bricks.
like
Kirby is muscle.
like he's one of those what's that fluid that people made on YouTube where like normally it's just like water, but if you punch it really hard it gets like hard as concrete.
Oh yeah.
It's
What
just
if
that, but
Kirby-
Kirby's just made out of that.
Felt like, you know, Play-Doh, but it was like cold and kind of like
No,
nice
Kirby
Play-Doh.
tasted
Why
like
is
Play-Doh?
Kirby cold, man?
No, I was
Kirby
just
is
saying
cold and unfeeling.
because you know, like Play-Doh. I think when it's, I feel like when it's normally colder or like slightly, that's when it becomes slightly moist. Or I don't
What
know,
the fuck are
warm
you
up the Play-Doh.
talking
I think-
about?
What if Kirby tasted
When does
like
Play-Doh get
Play-Doh
moist?
and was
What if he
like
just
salty?
felt like sandpaper?
Oh.
I don't think he can have this kind of texture and feel like sandpaper. I don't think that's possible.
Nonsense.
He's Kirby.
What if Kirby was
Anything is
ethereal?
possible.
You put your hand in Kirby and it phases through.
That would be terrifying. Genuinely. Okay.
I would say Kirby's
you
not a
were
real
Kirby?
fan. He doesn't stick around after the meds kick in.
Finally.
They just brought her stage and her stuff here.
That's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite jokes. It's like, man, real friends stick around after the meds kick in. It's like, yeah, that's true, I guess.
I take my meds after
I did
leave
love
for
her
stream
being
every
on
time.
fire while she's up there. Isn't that great, Saba?
Yeah.
One of my friends once got in a verbal sparring match where we were like making fun of each other, and then they told me like, "Man, just give up your own number." And like, what? We're the only ones in the call. And it's like, yeah, but it's you versus me and the voices in my head.
Oh, no.
Fucking
I
god.
was like, I think I am outnumbered here then.
Behold.
Look at this roller coaster in the middle of the.
Now it's
And then
Mario
you take
Party
your
again.
meds and he disappears.
Mario Party minigame.
Oh, I'm just because that same friend I'm talking about is normally very stoic and very like not intonal, as in like very like bland sounding, usually very dry sounding usually, and usually they don't give off any
Do
like
people
emotion
normally
in their
sound
voice.
wet? What does that mean?
I'm
You
just
said he
normally
sounds
sound
dry.
wet.
What is it? What the fuck does that mean?
Oh, it's
sounds
audio
like-
terms.
He sounds like when you scratch two sheets of sandpaper together. No, but they fucking shocked the hell out of me one time when we were all playing a D&D or whatever, and then I pulled something in the game that surprised them. And they were like, "Flappin' Flotsam, what's that?" Out of nowhere.
Nice.
Like with the most emotion I've ever heard them use in anything ever. And also a classic SpongeBob reference. Like, I haven't thought about that in years, and I'm guessing none of you have until I fucking brought it back up.
I have not, but it was me first dollar, so, or me millionth dollar.
Flappin' Flotsam,
No, it was
what's
his
that?
first. It was his first dollar because that was when the paint. That was when the paint got on it, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And without getting a drop of paint on the Flappin' Flotsam, what's that?
Wait a minute! I just realized Mr. Krabs keeps his first and millionth dollar framed.
Wouldn't you?
No, that feels a little crazy.
Maybe you're just a
Oh.
little crazy for not doing that.
Well, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Does
So that was
make me
the Council
crazy?
of Beasts. There's only like really 3 bosses in the game. The way that I described this to my nephew the other day was that this game, if you take a normal Kirby game and you take like 3 levels, mush them into one, that's 1 level in this, because the areas are so much more open and they all have like so much going on in them that there are way less levels overall, but the levels are way more robust than normal.
Yeah.
So,
Here's what you do.
alright. But now we're moving on to the Beast Pack's final stand.
Their stand?
Whoop.
No, don't get it started. No. No.
I did start reading Jojo Leon again, by the way. It's still
Nice.
not good.
Welp.
Even with the context of the full story, it feels like it's wasting my time.
Long cats.
What do you think of those cats?
Too
Long.
long.
They're pretty freaky looking.
They're quite long, as some may say. You gonna fight every beast at once?
More or less, actually.
Just light them on fire and then they all die.
They all become a bonfire in the middle of the...
Rest in peace.
Like look at like watch. I'm gonna step back from this guy. Watch his frame rate as I walk away.
Yeah.
It's just like I know the Switch has hardware limitations. That's
But they're funny.
You know the Switch is hard.
You know Kirby's hard.
oh,
you know
I
it.
got money.
Soft versus hard.
He's like porcelain.
Crunchy
If you were a JRPG boss and you had to have one very specific plot weakness, what would it be?
Glue.
You spoil spoil the ending for something I didn't want you to spoil. I'm okay with
That'd be
spoilers
good.
for the most part.
Oh my
but
god, Zach would annihilate you.
It's only if he knows what I don't want him to spoil, though, because there's a lot of stuff I'm fine with people spoiling me on.
The specificity I'm thinking of is like how there's that dragon in Mario Thousand Year Door whose weakness is the sound of crickets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's the level of specificity I'm
sick.
talking about.
Throw mosquito eaters at me, then I'll be terrified.
Mosquito eaters?
What the
Not
fuck is a
even
mosquito
mosquitoes.
eater?
I mean,
No, I know they're called something else, but
Crane fly is probably
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
you know them
Oh, are
as.
they
Yeah.
the really long mosquito looking things?
yeah,
Yes.
but they
All right,
eat
because
mosquitoes.
in New England we call them goose flies.
Yeah, they scary. I know they're nice and they eat
Gators.
mosquitoes, but they scary.
They are
are
they
weird,
are
man.
terrifying, especially since they're one of those insects that doesn't navigate by heat, they navigate by air current. So if you're just walking around, they'll just bump into you like nobody's business, and it's like, please stop touching me.
Also, daddy long legs spiders. I
Daddy
really don't
longlegs
like
aren't even
that.
spiders. Did you know that?
I did know that, but I still don't want it.
Why are you talking like
I
that?
mean, we definitely
I
know
can't.
Lawrence's weakness.
I think
Yeah.
my specific weakness would be like I'll be real. I would prefer to walk or sit than stand. I hate standing still so much. So I think if you were in like the choose your like what you want to do this turn screen, and I'm just sitting there idling. If you do it for like long enough, I'd probably just like get really bored and distracted. Like the fence would go down. I start taking debuffs. I'm like, hurry up, do something.
Do it! I'm getting
I don't
bored.
take my turn.
I want to go home.
Like I get
Uh,
defense. And I get like vulnerable.
I think my answer would be kind of similar to yours, Adrian. Where like if I was like a Final Fantasy mini boss or whatever, my weakness would be I would have very clear and obvious like elemental weaknesses, right? Like I would shift form. One of my forms I would wear like a fire crown. It's like, oh, you're supposed to use ice. It's like, oh, that's pretty obvious, right? But my secret weakness would be that if you purposefully use elements of the wrong type, eventually I'll get frustrated, and instead of actually doing attacks, I'll just go on a rant and skip my turn. The rant would be like, come on, I am clearly in my earth form right now, why are you using lightning attacks?
Stop! You know how to beat me. This logic.
Exactly. It's exactly what I'm thinking.
Say, Wizard Dino over there has water attacks. Tell him to use his water spells.
And it would just be that for like 3 turns in a row. You would have to take some hits because you're taking the fights going a little bit long, but it'd be unique dialogue, and you want that.
Like the first time, it's like, "Ha, you fool!" This guy's like, "Okay, I guess you're really dumb." Then there's like, "Fucking, what are you doing?"
Exactly.
Mine would be you'd have to attack my fucking morphine injectors.
That's just a regular boss fight thing, though.
No, you could do it. You could beat me, but then like normally. But the weakness would be
They
the
would
morphine
someone
I
just
injectors.
one-punch you.
want Grant's JRPG boss fight gimmick to be that he doesn't actually take any damage. Like Grant
I
is
said
just
Gordo Long.
he's Long Gordo. That's literally his name, by the way. I want Grant's thing to be that he literally doesn't take damage in battle, just period. But he'll act like he is, so that way you waste a bunch of resources trying to fight him. And then after a predetermined number of turns, he'll just be like, "Oh, you got me. Okay,
I'm going home. Guys.
I'm going home. Goodbye."
Man.
Like he has an animation where like if you wait long enough to do anything, he like looks at his watch.
He's just like, It's like
I do that a lot.
No, it's like he has like a fake. He has like a different health bar compared to the rest of the game, and it's like.
So every other health bar in the game looks like regular like video game UI that you would expect, but Grant's health bar is like a sticky note that's just pasted. That's just pasted to the HUD, and it's like, huh, that's really weird.
It's like cardboard, and it looks like it's drawn in like crayon.
And it doesn't move when you take damage. When he's supposed to take damage.
I was gonna
great.
say, like, and you could clearly see his real health bar poking out from underneath it.
Oh, that'd be great. What about you, Jesse? What would your JRPG boss fight gimmick be?
Glue.
Glue? You just get stuck somewhere and then you're like, I give up.
Being sticky.
Probably, yeah.
Just like, if it requires energy for me to do it, I do not want to do it. Getting unstuck? Nah, fam. That's like sounds like too much work.
That'd be like an interesting gimmick though. It's kind of similar to the one I just said, but like, what if Jesse, like Jesse was Glue Man, the canceled or the rejected boss from Mega Man. Yeah, from Mega Man. And your thing was that you did like really like the glue attacks themselves weren't devastating, but if you got hit, you got gunked up, which means that like your movement and your jump was like worse. But if it missed, it just got you instead. So if a certain number of them missed in a row, you would effectively just be defeated because it's like, well, you can't move anymore. You can't even launch any attacks, and it's just, and you could just talk to Jesse, and Jesse's like, yeah, I didn't think this through. Sorry. Oh, that'd be a great one. What if it was a JRPG boss where their whole thing is just that they want to make sure you're having a really good time in the boss fight?
Oh.
And it's like if they hit you with a crit or something like that, so you lose a lot of health, they're like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, and they give you like a full heal, and they're like, please give me a nice review.
I was gonna say
tutorial boss.
5 stars.
At the end of it, I they're like, please give me 5 stars. They hand you like a paper and it's like a quest item.
Tutorial boss.
Oh, that would be a good tutorial boss, just teaching you, just like, it's like, all right, I'm scheduled to introduce you to how boss fights work. Please be sure to rate me 5 stars at the end of this.
The archway is coming up.
Oh yeah, it's gliding time.
Gliding time. I don't like how when he spins, he like curls the whole arch inwards. It implies a level of strength that I don't like Kirby possessing.
Are you jealous?
More terrified, but sure.
You're jealous of Kirby's rippling muck.
What's
Kirby?
Kirby?
He said the word wrong.
Get his ass.
Fucking yeah.
I do like Kirby.
Kirby.
Sounds fun.
Not to detract from Adrian's mispronunciation, but one of my favorite compilations from back when I used to watch the NLSS was it was a 4-hour compilation of the like 6.5 years where their number one joke that they would do over and over was making fun of each other for mispronouncing words. And at one point, one of the guys, Rob, he just like goes nuts, and he just like leans back in his chair and just goes, "He said the word wrong." It was just like, and I just remember, because I was there when he did it live, and I just remember cracking up laughing. Like I got a headache. I was laughing so hard.
Oh man, have you ever? I'm just thinking. There's only been a few times in my life I can think of where I like got into a laughing fit so hard that my soul thought became don't throw up, don't throw up, don't throw up, don't throw up.
Good
There's a really stupid one where it's like the joke is not funny to anyone else, I don't think, where it was a sketch comedy, or not sketch comedy, but it was just a comedy show. The premise was, what's the most of X? So like the episode was like, what's the most like cool way to accidentally die? And one of the hosts was like explaining their bit where it's like, okay, so you're what's the term, like wind skiing, where like on a boat and you're like on a hang glider and it's pulling you, wind gliding, something like that.
Windsurfing, but yeah.
Windsurfing, yeah, you're windsurfing, right? And the
Wind
person
skiing implies that you're like on a mountainside.
yeah,
That'd be sick.
And that's way cooler, actually.
but the premise was, the lady was explaining her bit to the other host, is like, all right, here's my premise. You're windsurfing, you're going out on like pretty deep in the water. It's pretty fun, but then the person manning the boat dies of a heart attack spontaneously, and then one of them just like sneaks in with like, can the guy manning the boat, can we name him Peyton? And the girl was like, okay, sure, his name's Peyton. So Peyton, who's manning the boat, and Nora's like, okay, but it's not Peyton Manning, his name's Peyton Jones. He's like, all right, Peyton Jones is manning the boat. It's like, and it was like, Peyton's manning the boat. It's like, and the girl's like, no, Peyton Manning's the name of the boat. It's like, okay, no, so Peyton Jones is manning Peyton Manning. And then the other hosts start cracking. She's not a sports person, so she has no idea what they're talking about. It's like, I don't know what's happening. And she's just like, all right, so Peyton Jones dies while manning the Peyton Manning. And then after like a minute of laughter, one guy chimes like, does Eli take over? And like that's a very lukewarm response. I was bent over, doubled, like crying, laughing. I almost threw up.
It sounds like the type of joke where like the first part of the joke is like, it's pretty funny. That's like a 6 out of 10. But then they just keep hammering the punchline over and over until you explode with laughter. That sounds great.
Yeah. Is he have a mask on this time?
Behold.
I've rejected my humanity, Kirby.
It's the mask.
No.
He's forgo DDD because he forgot who he is.
Because he.
Oh, I thought it was Forjo. Like he forged all this shit around him.
No.
He's Joe.
He forgore.
He forgore. Ah, fuck.
Is this the one where the jumping and animations was particularly?
I think that
suitable?
was Silly Dillo.
Oh.
Because it slows down when you jump out of the way. Oh my god.
Interesting that he's dual wielding.
Dual wield.
Is he
Do it with
dead?
the camera, man.
Well, okay, fair enough.
Behold!
Now
he turns into an animal.
Remember? Oh.
And by the way, Adrian, this is the DDD song that you probably listened to, because this is the one that people have been really excited for.
I can't ever hear the words dual wield without thinking of that fucking Kingdom Hearts parking lot like video. Dual wield. I can't destroy you. You're part of me. Don't hit the camera, man.
There we go.
So much gold.
We've defeated
Classic.
Forgo DDD.
On the topic of audio clips and voice clips that I like, I keep thinking of this one character from like a typical fantasy like RPG game where like you're in a new place, you're unfamiliar, it's a sequel game, so you've been transported, you don't know how, and he's like a native of the area, and it's kind of like the setting is kind of like Middle Eastern, like Persia type area, and the character is like this he looks like and is depicted to be like basically a Mongolian equivalent, and except he also speaks Japanese, so it's just like he's exotic Asian is the trope, but he's more or less aware of that, and his personality is that he intentionally swindles tourists and think that he's like an authentic dude who like can show them around. And one of his like crit sounds when like he gets crit, he does a voice like he like lets a loud like martial arts shout and then goes, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes
So
sense.
I wanted to pause before proceeding here because there's going to be an actual like cutscene.
Oh boy.
Turns out DDD was being mind controlled.
Again.
Yay.
For the umpteenth time.
And this
Man,
elevator
he's,
opens. How strange.
He's kind of weak.
When's the last time DDD willingly did something evil?
It was like the first 2 games, I think.
I'm just saying, basically, yeah.
It was the first 2 games and then Kirby Superstar Ultra.
And look at this guy. Look at what a hero.
No.
I like how all these animals are supposed to be like, you know, dangerous or whatever, but like Kirby defeats
so
them
adorable.
so easy. Oh yeah, they're cute too. Oh, he saves them.
Fucking chucks him. Let's go.
There he goes.
What a
Noble
legend.
sacrifice.
Welcome.
Wait, so why was Meta Knight in this game?
So Meta Knight shows up to because the idea. Oh, well, actually, I'll wait. We got
Meta Knight
Christine.
shows up to meta fight.
Automatic
This
language
is,
detection activated.
And then he flies a meta kite.
Meta Knight is just here on vacation.
But he gives you a big meta fright
Oh.
because you did him meta slight.
Turns out the meta light.
What is this music?
Visitors to the Dream Discoveries tour of our science facility, Lab Discovera. On
Okay.
this thrilling tour,
Bill
you'll
Holtman?
be introduced to the ultimate life form.
Kirby.
The ultimate life form.
Shadow.
Chaos. Oh. Shadow.
A campaign of destruction that threatens
Yikes.
the native wildlife of our entire world.
Ooh.
Okay.
Our research team managed to capture it before it could complete its invasion.
One
Once it was
entity.
obtained, our lab began studying IDF-86's spatial teleportation ability. Research that laid the groundwork for the planetary warp technology we enjoy today.
Do you think Kirby comprehends a single bit of this?
Yes, Kirby
Absolutely
speaks
not.
English.
No.
But he's baby.
Hello,
Oh
Mario.
my god.
Mario.
However,
you,
30
exposition
years
elevator.
after our research began,
A warp experiment incident occurred in this facility. A new
Were
life
there
form separated
native
from the
Waddle
main
Dees?
specimen.
Or there these all the
Rivers
stolen
original.
ones?
if you, I'll explain briefly, but I want to wait until this is over.
In the time since, IDF-86 has shown no signs of activity. It is now kept in a state of permanent stasis within the custom-made Eternal Capsule here on the top level of Lab Discovera.
So,
And
whatever
Mario.
whatever ID F86 is, arrived in this like world, like this dimension 30 years ago. That number, for those of you who are fans of the Kirby series, which I wasn't until I learned this,
Kirby bro.
Kirby is 30 years old. Like the game
Yes.
series is 30
Yes,
years old.
this is their 30th anniversary game.
And
Yeah.
so, in lore, there is a reason why this game takes place now, because the very start of the first game also coincides with when this ultimate life form entered this parallel dimension, and then 30
gonna
years
fight
later
Nightmare?
it's split apart into a
Yo, we're
separate
gonna
entity.
fight Void?
Or yeah, who
Is it Void?
fighting?
Well, we'll see.
We're gonna
So I'm gonna
fight
switch to
Mario.
fire, since fire is probably a lot easier
Mario.
for this in the long run. There's gonna be a lot of running in this boss
Mario
fight.
Kart.
So I want you to remember, we already saw the female furry bait character.
Oh, the god.
So this is
Things.
Oh my god.
It's
take a good look, Pink.
So it's
Full
Alphalin.
Long ago, the Great One granted the people of this world a miraculous power, the ability to teleport between dimensions. Surprise, surprise. Apparently, this explains where the Ancient Ones came from and where they went,
Miraculous.
which is ridiculous. And also
veto
and
that.
also explains how Grant actually brought him up earlier, but it also explains how Magalore was able to like jump between dimensions and stuff with his ship.
Yeah, because the Star Cutter was built by the ancients.
Yes. So
The ancient
apparently this creature right there is where the ancients learned how to gain that ability.
I'm getting why is it why is the
Why is it
fetus?
so ugly? Yeah.
And that's the spin-off. That's the thing that split apart
F4?
Wow.
Alpha and Alfalfa.
And I need to go now. See you later.
Bye, Adrian.
Same
Are you
here.
gonna leave as well,
Goodbye,
Grant?
everyone. Yeah, goodbye, everyone.
Farewell.
Okay, goodbye. Okay,
I
now
probably
it's just
shouldn't
the
be
three of
watching
us.
this since this is like the final boss, but
To
oh
say.
well.
They're just like, where did he go?
Where did he go? And then he did. King of Beasts, Leongar.
Man, that's what they came up.
It's always the cat bosses. First it was a leopard, now it's a lion. Is it a jaguar? I never know.
It's a cheetah.
A
Yeah.
cheetah. Okay.
At least I'm pretty sure it's a cheetah. What happened to my? There it is. Fuck.
I didn't think that they would tie up loose ends from that was left from Star Allies in this game.
I am constantly enthralled by how they do their lore in the Kirby series in general.
Because it's very much a big background thing. It's not
Right.
up front.
The games are about like Kirby's hungry or something like that, like something really small. But then in actuality, it's like Kirby lives in like a nightmare realm, and it's horrible the whole time.
I mean, this is pretty nightmarish right now.
Just what you mean, a giant lion that's trying to devour Kirby? By the way, he's being mind controlled right now by the horrible fetus. I hope you. I still
And
don't
now
know how to.
he's
I still
throwing
don't know
up.
how to dodge that.
You know
Unfortunately.
you can dodge roll in this game.
Oh, you're right. I forgot I could just do that.
Nice.
Yeah, like
Dark
that.
Souls. Dark Souls Kirby.
Dark Souls Kirby. It's okay, you got him.
The fire got him, and it's okay. I have a second health bar, so.
So, Elfolin wasn't really the weird secret bad guy this whole time.
Kinda not. So you know how Kirby in the lore like Kirby and Void are actually like the same entity. It's just that Void is like negative emotions and Kirby's
Yeah.
positive. Elfolin is positive emotions, whereas F86 is negative emotions.
Yes.
They're essentially mirrors of the same entity, just from different dimensions.
God.
Getting very Akira.
Man, why do Kirby bosses always have to be Eldritch Abominations?
So you should so watch this. It's I hate it.
Oh no! Oh no, a simulation!
Oh,
They made a simulated.
how
God dang it.
grotesque.
It's really bad.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
This is a children's game.
Ah, that's Kirby for you. Always the most messed up final bosses ever.
It's the thing,
Okay, we're
which
we're
is a
getting out of
horror
there.
movie.
So why was Meta Knight in this game?
I told you, it's his
I don't
vacation.
have. I will be able to answer you, but unfortunately, this is a bad time.
God,
Fecto Forgo.
Yeah, that's
horrible.
gross.
Why?
Zach was like, because the creator was a horror.
Yeah, the
game
head
creator
writer,
before.
the head writer of the Kirby franchise used to be a horror writer.
That is true.
So this is why I chose fire going into this, because there's a lot of running, but this guy remains on fire as I'm running. Am I behind
you
him?
just-
Oh, fuck. He was moving so fast.
No, that guy just. How is
Hey.
the
You
gun
see the
power?
eyes? Oh,
What?
well,
Jesse?
I mean, now we're done.
How is the gun power up in this game?
The final one is by far the best, but it's not really.
Oh no!
No! It's not really for damage. It's more for the ability to stun lock
The complete.
bosses. So there you go. So
What's
we gotta go
happening?
now. We're going
dare he?
up against the final boss.
He's complete now.
He is complete.
But no, our buddy.
Alfalfa. So this is another one where I think I'm going to skip out on. I'm just gonna use Morpho Blade, because Morpho Blade is the one that allows me to, instead of just dodging, I get like invincibility frames, which is awesome.
Oh, what, stone?
There's no stone power up.
Really? They didn't bring stone in this game?
No.
That's weird.
What would stone be?
I don't know, just stone.
A
Like
rock that
all-
rolls?
Yeah.
Like in Mario
Look at this.
Galaxy, specifically.
It's
A little
fitting that you're,
sparkles
that
coming
you're
up.
using the armor of the secret final boss from the last game. Oh my goodness.
It is. Fecto Elfilis.
What is this Tesla boss?
About to say, this boss is just Final Fantasy, like, to a T. It's ridiculous.
That's what he's
And the
been building
music
up to.
too.
When I
Nice.
fought this guy the other day, it was like 2 a.m. by the time I finally got to this fight, and I was like, holy shit, dude.
But why is he a furry?
Because everybody loves furries, don't you know?
Now,
There you go.
considering what they went with Void Terminal last game, I don't know where they would have gone for this game.
So I don't know. Is this guy inherently evil though? Like, if he had a good part in him.
So this entity, you'll recall from the intro, this entity is not native to this dimension. It is an invader. This entity, prior to getting captured and then split apart or whatever, it literally does just conquer universes. It consumes like all organic life and then just leaves.
But then why does it have a good part?
Why does anything have a good part, I guess? And that's
Well,
not
no,
just
I mean,
me.
it
And that's
has
not
to
me
have
being.
some
That's not just
impact,
me being
right?
sassy or whatever. But like, I don't know. It's just kind of Kirby, I guess. You know, that's just kind of how they
Because
do
it's
their
like,
lore.
okay, well, a good part, it means that, like, you know, there's a potential to do good for, like, this, like, the character. But this guy just clearly, based off of, like, history, which you just said,
All right,
is,
look
like,
at this.
evil.
There he is.
Now we
There's
gotta.
the boy. Gotta save the boy.
Well, I mean, like this guy is evil in the same way that Void is evil. You know.
I mean, okay, I lack knowledge of Kirby lore, Zach, okay? You gotta forgive me.
Imagine an entity that was just as powerful and ridiculous as Kirby, but instead of being delightful and cute and lovable, it was horrible and malicious and evil.
Like, its sole purpose was to destroy anything.
But that Void doesn't have a good part to him, right? Because Kirby's technically
Kirby
just...
is Void's good part.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I brought that up. So by the way, normally this fight takes way longer. I'm just using fully upgraded Morpho Blade. So
Yeah, I know.
such incredible power. What is it, Kirby?
Popstar.
Motherfucker is summoning planet Popstar to destroy both planets.
You know, that's one way to get rid of Kirby.
We have to stop it, but how? What are we gonna do?
Yo, where's his friends? Where's all of Kirby's friends? What?
It is by far my least favorite.
Oh my god, but is it how I think it's gonna
Oh,
be?
is he going to become Optimus Prime? But cursed? Oh god.
It's
It's
just the
cursed
top
Optimus
of it.
Prime.
Can you hear the music?
Oh
First
my
time.
god. Yeah.
Why is it the Invincible theme?
Because we're invincible while we're in this form, in a literal sense. And look, all the little islands from Planet Popstar are showing up.
Man. What a interesting climatic
You
battle.
just become a fucking semi-truck, man. Like, Adrian was making jokes about it earlier, and I didn't want to say anything.
It's like,
By the way, Saba, hopefully you don't mind. Well, actually, you won't even be here tomorrow because you have your holiday. I'll be doing this again tomorrow.
That's fine.
For Adrian and Grant and well, Lawrence won't be here because he's busy. All right, I gotta fucking mash. And look, I just love how Elfelfus is just looking on at this, being like, ugh. Like, I'm so sick of this shit.
man,
We gotta go.
it's like we went from Gurren Lagann to like Evangelion, and then we have this.
Dude, I wish there was just a giant
Like, look
neck.
at that screenshot.
like,
Could you imagine taking a
humanoid
picture of
mech.
that screenshot and being like, this is Kirby?
No, that's leaked footage.
No, I'm saying, watch it. Like, it would be amazing if there was like a humanoid Kirby, not Kirby thing, a
Oh,
humanoid
you mean where he
like.
does like the mouthful mode, but a person?
No, not even a person. Like those giant like mechs, you know, the like giant humanoid mechs. And instead, you know how instead of Kirby just getting inside the mech, like and remotely, like or remoting it that way, he's just like, no, I'll do mouthful mode.
I think it's insane that we went from Gurren Lagann to Evangelion to this.
Come on!
Man,
It takes so... Can you hear me quacking? It requires
Oh my
it requires
God.
so much. I'm getting so
Yo, the beam struggle.
I'm getting so
come on,
tired.
Zach!
Yo,
I'm
this
so
is the best beam
tired.
struggle ever.
Come on, Zach!
I'm going as fast as I can.
Come on, Zach!
I have to put it down on my thigh. My thumb's killing me.
Yo, this is the best like beam struggle.
What's
to
happening? I
implement.
can't tell anymore.
Okay, I did it. Holy crap. And we fucking vaporized him like an anime.
What, the freaking semi-truck?
This is anime. Oh my gosh. We're just in a.
God dang, that was.
Gosh.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I love it so much.
It's like where can you go after Evangelion? You go that way.
you go
Look at this
you
animation
go Tengen top of
cinematic.
Gurren Lagann. We got to get a
No,
Kirby who's the size of a galaxy.
You already went Gurren Lagann.
No,
in
we were the
Robobot.
size. We were the size of buildings just there. We need to get to the size of planets, then solar systems, then galaxies. Behold, Alfalfa
goes.
sacrifices himself because he needs to close the portal.
And where do they go after this game?
What's with that spiral clouds?
That's just
Aw.
Planet Popstar.
Oof.
Hey, he's crying. No.
It's so sad.
There he goes.
And it's like nothing happened.
We're back
We're
on
just
Planet
back.
Popstar. There's
Yeah,
Bandana D.
His one friend that he had during this adventure.
And
Very cool.
what was he smiling at?
Was smiling at that, Saba.
Oh, he's back.
So now, because Kirby games continue their lore from game to game, Kirby now has a companion and friend who has the ability to open up interdimensional portals to any plane of existence, even within their own plane of existence.
Well, you know what that means.
Like, I legitimately think it would be really cool if the sequel to this game, like if they do another 3D version of this, kind of like what I said before with Triple Deluxe and then Robobot. I think it'd be really cool if the next one after this, they were just inadvertently were like, let's go find the ancients, see what their whole dealio is.
I remember after Star Allies concluded, they were like, everything after this point is the next big step for Kirby, or like the next big chapter.
So, and I said this to Saba, I think it was yesterday, but because, you know, I like Kirby. I played a lot of the Kirby games, but I love the Kirby lore way more. This is huge. That's really important to know, like,
It's very important.
like this was the home planet of the ancients, and it's not like because like I think we thought the same thing when we first started playing this game, but like when I first started playing, I assumed that like the reason why the planet was all fucked up and why everything looked like post-apocalyptic was because of like, I don't know, like environmental whatever nonsense. Nah, literally the ancients just discovered the ability to like go between dimensions and were like, fuck y'all, and they just left. And I think that's really cool.
Well,
I can't believe that Kirby in the Forgotten Land is like maybe the third, if not second most significant lore game in Kirby. Number one being Star Allies, maybe?
the other, well, it was number 2.
What was the one that introduced the wish clock for the first time? The
Superstar.
was that
Nova?
what? Yeah, Galactic Nova.
Superstar.
I would say that one's either number 2 or 3. With Superstar being 1. Do you
Look
like
at
this
this
anime?
tech.
Do you like this anime OP for your Kirby game?
I mean, it's not too out there for Kirby.
So we got what? We got 45 minutes left.
So why was Meta Knight here?
Oh yes, because you asked that a couple times. So similar to everybody else. So the idea was that the initial portal that opened up at the very beginning of the game pulled literally everybody off of Planet Popstar. Like everybody went over. All the mini bosses, DDD, Meta Knight. Meta Knight initially was apparently running around looking for his. He was initially running around looking for the halberd, or not the halberd. What's the new ship called? Anyway,
whatever it
he was
is, yeah.
initially running around for the newer version of the halberd or whatever.
Oh, he made that in Robobot, huh? That's why I don't know.
Well, because in one of the games the halberd like crashes and explodes. Don't look at this. Don't look at this.
So they didn't save Lion Man. Okay.
Well, remember what I said in chat the other day. This game has a post game and then a post game.
Post game, yeah, your post game.
So
I remember.
I don't know if we'll be doing it right now.
Ah, she's here. look at her just
So
chilling.
she initially shows up right after you finish the game because she was like, hey, we thank you for finally defeating Leongar, because Leongar has gone crazy. That was the whole reason why they were attacking the Waddle Dees and stuff. And this opens up to the Isolated Isles. Apparently, this is a parallel subdimension that exists within the vast multi-mind of Fecto, which was the guy that fused with Elfelphus or whatever. So
Very
that's cool.
cool.
But anyway, Meta Knight was looking for the halberd. He didn't find it. He then finds the Waddle Dee settlement that Kirby helped establish, and it was constantly under attack by beasts. So so Meta Knight's like, you know what? You seem like you're taking care of stuff here. I'm just gonna hang out, and Meta Knight just kind of hangs out around town, protecting them from monsters that you never see attack them.
That's very cool.
So, we have.
So why do you fight him?
Well, you fight him in the arena because he's just, he's your classic anime combatant type guy.
Oh, that's part of the arena.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you see this up here.
So he's just an extra boss in the arena.
Well, he's the final boss of the first level of difficulty in the arena. So like, I'm gonna we can do like the first level of the arena. It's not hard. I do want to show everything, but I don't know how much I want to do now, because whatever I do now, I'm gonna have to repeat tomorrow. So we got this.
Man,
So
I think this
see him up
was.
there?
Oh, there he is.
He's just up there. He's just chilling. After you beat the game for the first time, King DDD shows up and he's just chilling. He's just big chilling.
His redesign.
Who are we
game is
missing?
so
We're missing
strange.
Giant Kong guy. Everyone else
Kong
is
Guy
cool.
and Silly Dillo don't actually leave their respective areas.
They're too big.
Yeah, just Claraline does, because she's like relatively small. So this is the Meta Knight Cup. Bup, bup, bup.
But anyway, I think besides like maybe frame rate of stuff far in the back, this is like a really good looking game.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like very stunning graphic wise.
I think one of the things
Wait, does this game run at 60 FPS?
I don't know actually.
Because I know Star Allies was kind of a disappointment because it ran at 30 when the 3DS games ran at 60.
Oof.
So
I don't actually know what frame rate this is. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 30 though, just based on performance metrics in the past. But I think one of the things, like beyond, like, because just talking on Saba's point, like this game is gorgeous, like it looks really good, but I think beyond it just looking good, I think it also just has really great art direction.
That's something I do want to comment on. So sometimes it's like, okay, you have games that are like specifically supposed to be like realistic, right? For like, let's say like Horizon or something like that, which I'm like, okay, great. If you can get it as realistic as possible, like sure, whatever, wonderful, that's fantastic. But it's like when you have a game that's like this, where it's like it's stylized, as you just said. It's like cartoony, but then at the same time, it's like you have this level of detail. Like that's also, I think, amazing. That's what I wish Rune Factory 5 was. But I'm glad
Rune
it
Factory
exists
5 has
nonetheless.
no money.
I mean,
Yeah,
isn't
but I'm
Rune
glad-
Factory 5 a port though from the 3DS
No.
game?
No. Rune Factory 5 is new.
Okay.
But like I said, that's why Zach at the end of my sentence, I'm like, but I'm just glad Rune Factory 5 exists.
I don't know.
Alright.
It sounds like you're being spoiled.
So why is Wispy Woods a coconut tree
So
or like a palm tree?
So, apparently, trees like Wispy Woods just exist in the multi-dimension, or Wispy Woods initially came from this dimension because this tree, all of the beasts that were already here, like the gorilla and the cheetah and stuff like that, they were already here. And they
or they're like dark bramble seeds, and they just shoot off from somewhere and then
right,
land
but then how did they land
planets.
on planet Popstar is the thing, because like I told you before, Saba, that
Space.
Wispy Woods is like a reoccurring boss in all their Kirby games. So it's like
For
this
one,
like
but
this isn't
that was a
this
clone.
like this isn't a tree that came from Popstar and then planted itself here. Nah, it's been growing on this on this forgotten land for who knows how long. So it had to have come from here first, or it could just be parallel evolution, maybe. But
I like that bald. Hold on,
bald.
because the like the bird, the bird boss, like they always use like the same sound for birds, like even though in
You
reality
mean how the
it's
bird
not
is like clearly a swan, but it sounds like an eagle?
yeah, and it's not even and even bald eagles don't sound like that.
Correct.
I think it's
actually the
yeah.
screech of a hawk.
Yeah.
It's like
You know what would have been a cool boss to bring back in this game?
what
Dynablade.
was that?
Dynablade was the giant rainbow bird that you fight in Kirby Superstar.
Quick side note. So as you see here, it says grab it. So I assumed for a while that you were supposed to grab that. If you hit it or just let it go, it'll eventually disappear, and then you just fight Meta Knight. Now, the arena has a very specific function in this game, because the arena is there's a crafting material that you need in order to like upgrade your weapons and stuff. Hey, look at that thing.
Oh yes.
There's a crafting material that you need in this game in order to like upgrade your weapons and stuff. It's called Rare Stone, and there's a limited amount of Rare Stones. In fact, if you get every Rare Stone that's available in the game, you don't have enough to even upgrade all your stuff all the way. And that's not even including like powering up their attacks or anything like that. So for beating the arena, you get 1 Rare Stone every time you beat it.
That's where the grind comes from.
Yeah. Luckily it only takes like 3 minutes, but still.
It's still grind.
Yeah.
So these like star things, I think I've surmised that they're the ammunition you can use if you don't have your power.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is a little funky, because that's like because like in the first Kirby game there was no absorption powers, right? There was no sucking up enemies to gain their ability.
Yeah.
And so it's like that's a remnant of that. And it's like, I don't know. I guess you can literally have like challenges where people are like, "Oh, I'm gonna beat the game without ever, using an ability or whatever." But I just think it's silly. Look at him. I recognize that animation from Squeak Squad.
It's like in every game that Meta Knight appears in, though.
I recognize it from Squeak Squad though. Got my
Very
reward.
nice.
I get 500 star coins for 3 minutes of work, and I get 1 rare stone, which I won't be able to use because I have nothing I really want to upgrade anymore. Okay.
Very nice.
What now? We got like half an hour left. What do we want to do?
So what abilities do you have not
I think-
completely upgraded?
Jesse missed that part. If you want to show him kind of again.
I mean,
Or, like,
I can. I think we can figure it out. So the only ones that so there's a difference between upgrading an ability and powering up an ability. All of the abilities in the game I have upgraded to their max, meaning that like they're different forms with different
They're
abilities
just
and
not
stuff like
max
that.
strength yet.
Yes. So the ones that I have at max power, which is the damage that they deal, are the Ice Crown, the Fire Crown, and Morpho Blade, because those are the best for clearing enemies, clearing bosses, and clearing super bosses,
I
respectively.
see.
It's like, look at this. It's like,
Mr. Sandbag, the classic.
he's frozen. And then he
A
explodes
classic
for
dummy
damage.
enemy.
I love ice skating.
We got this. Oh, I don't think I got to show this to Jesse because he wasn't here for when I was doing the show and tell earlier. But
Oh, is this Max Cutter?
so this is the cutter normally, right? So you got all your cutter moves that you're
Yeah.
used to. You got stuff where you can like hold it, right?
Yeah.
But if you shoot it at a wall,
Oh. Oh. Max
Bouncing
Cutter.
blades.
Max Cutter looks insane.
and this is kind of what I was getting at when Saba was like, "Man, this game looks really good," because it does. You know what I mean? Like visual effects like that, everything just sparking and clicking off of each other. It's just great.
Wait, what's that?
So this is Crash. This is the upgraded version of Crash.
No, but what's the thing at the very end?
I'll get to that.
Okay. Crash the only one-time use ability in this game?
They're the normal sleep.
Time stop.
Yo, your Dio.
So the time stop is rather short here because there's only one enemy to really hit, right? But
Yeah.
when you use it in a normal level, the time extends for every new enemy that you hit.
Man.
So
That's
there
crazy.
are levels where you can, if you time it properly and if you're fast enough, you can get the Crash to go for like most of the level. This is the upgraded gun ranger ability.
Oh. I thought it was like, is that UFO? Yo, it's just a laser. Ah. So they just put the laser ability onto Ranger. I see. That's very cool.
There you go. What's another one? You already saw Sleep. Tornado, this is what, because you asked before, how was Tornado?
Does Tornado still have the iframes it's known for?
Yes. Well, kinda. There are certain, so it has iframes against non, like, boss attacks, I guess, if that makes sense. Like
okay.
like Gorimundo, or whatever his name is,
Yeah.
the big gorilla guy. He has this one move where he winds up for a second and then spins. The Tornado is not immune against that, but it is immune against his normal swipes.
Ah.
So we got that, and then if I cancel it early, it does a big.
Very nice.
There's that. Okay. Excuse me, Mr. Sandbag. You already saw Crystal in an earlier level.
So how is Drill? Because that was another new ability in this game.
It is largely useless until you get it to the final upgraded version. So normal drill, it allows for a lot of interesting movement-based stuff because they have special walls in the game that can only be gone under when you're digging. So it's like, okay, there's a reason for it to exist. It enables like movement type abilities, but as like a combat ability, it's very poor because you have invincibility frames for the couple like split second that you're coming out of the ground, but then by the time you hit the top of your arc, you have lost all of your ability frames. So if the enemy isn't already dead, like i.e. a boss, at the top of your arc, you immediately take damage.
It's
So
like
so it's not very good.
Drill as a concept only reminded me of Animal. Squeak
But
Squad.
Animal had like all the digging and the fury swipes that you could do. Like the thing that I miss about the Animal ability was that you could do a leap and like clasp onto an enemy and swipe at them. I thought that was really cool, you know?
I think it's weird that they didn't bring that ability back.
Considering it's a game about beasts, yeah, I agree. Although I guess it would have been like the most common ability because every animal in the game is a beast. So this is the second one. So you can see that it's the same as normal, but then when you come up, it shoots a little projectile. So this one doesn't have the same ability as the other one, or doesn't have the same downside as the other one, because the pencil projectile that you shoot will carry the enemy upwards into the air, so you don't necessarily have to worry about your loss of iframes unless they're a big enemy or a boss. So it's still useless against bosses. And then this guy, This is the only version of the drill where you can deal damage while you're underground. So you can see it has like this
Yeah, it's a
buzzsaw,
buzzsaw. Yeah.
and it has iframes up and down. So as I says when I started, this is the only one that really matters. But you get it so late that it's like, eh.
It's really weird that they didn't decide to bring Animal back in this game, though.
It's weird the choices that they ended up making, because the plasma one that you guys talked about, I can understand not doing that because plasma doesn't really work in a 3D environment. It's not necessarily as interesting.
No.
But I am surprised that they didn't bring Beam back specifically, because I think about Beam or UFO to a lesser extent, I guess, but like either of those make a lot of sense in a 3D environment and could have been really cool. But then again, I guess what we have here makes sense.
Staff was another ability that was weird that they didn't bring back.
Hat or magic?
Yeah. Staff was an ability from Star Allies.
I don't remember that one.
Yo-Yo also would have been a cool one to bring back.
Now that I mentioned it, though, I wish that they brought magic. The one where you get the top hat and you get to do like the big sproingy clown, or you get to throw out a bunch of cards. It'd be great. I'm actually thinking about it now really quick. I'm realizing that almost all of these abilities, except for sleep and crash, are used in like level puzzles in some way. Because this one you shoot targets, this one you hit needles, like they're like little pegs in the ground.
Pegs, yeah.
This one you burn wood. This guy you have to use... Well, actually, this guy and sword both for cutting ropes. Bombs you have to use on occasion to destroy objects that are too far away, where you have to like throw them over a wall. This one, tornado, it allows you to move on like the pure horizontal, so you can skip over giant chasms in order to complete puzzles. I already talked about how this one allows you to go underneath walls and whatnot. This one is, it's actually really weird because while you're rolling, you're actually much faster than normal.
Yeah.
So they actually use it a couple times for like speedster type stuff. And then ice. I think my favorite thing about the ice, because Saba talks about how much she loves how, you know, Kirby just skates and the jump and stuff like that. I didn't realize that the ice powers allow you to just walk on lava and acid and mud.
Ah, interesting.
Because it freezes it like Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool. Because I knew it would do it to water, but I didn't think it would do it to like magma, because that makes no sense.
Yeah, you're just really cold.
We're so the only way I could validate it in my mind is that it's so cold that the ice instantly melts against the magma, but then you refreeze it again, so then you can walk on it. I guess. I don't know if that's how that works though. But yeah, there you go. We got a band. They play music.
Is that the sound test in the game?
It's the full OST. Destroy them.
Oof. Kirby's house.
Oh yeah, well, I would go into, actually, you know what? I think it's fine. Yeah, okay. I have the right figurines set up, so it's okay. Yeah. I don't know.
Are we just made a vacation house here?
Let's just chill and do some fishing until the end of stream.
I'm like, this was the best thing that they added. Fishing mini game.
Let's go. Free money.
Yo, Blipper. Interesting. They have different, like, quick time events. Do you unlock anything from fishing, or is it just like a fun extra thing to do?
There's a special thing. The more fish you catch consecutively, the bigger they get, as you see here. And for getting the largest fish, you get a figurine.
Ah.
plus a bunch of money, but that's secondary to the figurine, really. Yeesh.
Have you seen the launch trailer for this game?
I did
Pretty
not.
funny. It basically exudes that Kirby theorist personality.
What if I just did 3 hours of fishing tomorrow?
That's fine.
Would be
That's not it.
satisfying.
That was not.
I don't even know you posted. It didn't even load.
I think I just
Luckily, he
copied
said-
the. I think I copied the image because I think I pressed the wrong copy function. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
Kirby explained? All right, let me look at this.
I'll take a look too.
It's like a minute. Let's see.
I'm a scientist of fluffy pink fangs, and one question has evaded me throughout my research. What exactly is Kirby? Let's start with his physical attributes. Small,
Yes, and
round,
reasonably
He's small, round.
reasonably adorable. Great energy for walking and running until it's nap time. Has an inflatable, extendable.
it's all the Kirby theorists
Do bodies normally inflate like that? Anyway, moving on. When Kirby inhales and swallows an icy
This is
enemy,
what
he somehow
Nintendo
doesn't
thinks
get
all
frozen
the
to the
Kirby
bone.
theories sound like.
That is, if he has bones, he can use ice-cold copy abilities through some weird metamorphosis. Or
It's like, did you ever watch
Something
the
also, I'm not exactly sure what happened to the cool dude.
I don't know what happened
no
to the
Mr. Ice
cool
Guy.
dude. What happened to him? It's-
Kirby's got a
This is
massive
like the
appetite,
Brian
so
David
he can
Gilbert
eat
video.
almost anything, including cars. And by eat a car, I mean covered entirely with his elastic self and use it as a means of transportation. There's that energy from before. He can walk and
Dude, I feel
run
like he's losing
and
it, this
drive
guy.
rusted two-door sedans.
Man, that's how
So,
all
to
the Kirby
conclude, what
theorists
is
end
Kirby?
up sounding
Well,
like by the end.
I still have no idea. I might be a brainiac, but Kirby's got plenty of surprises that not even science can explain. See his theoretically implausible yet incredible abilities in Kirby in the Forgotten Land, available now only on Nintendo Switch.
That's
And
pretty
get
good.
experimented.
That's a pretty good launch trailer.
Kirby, that staircase is got a real big booty.
What the fuck did you just say?
Kirby, the staircase, technically the bottom part is his backside, so that's a That's
Okay,
a
if you say
big booty.
so.
She's saying that Kirby's thick when he becomes a staircase.
Fucking thick ass staircase Kirby, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
I just got fish wearing goggles, man. Like that still gets to me.
That's so
Look, man.
cute.
Blipper.
What's the point? They're already fish.
The
They don't-
sea.
And Blipper needs to see underwater.
Bro, they're fine. They've lived this long without seeing underwater. Okay.
Hey, Jesse.
Oh, is that the big boy? Oh, he's golden.
Holy shit, it was the record.
Yo, he's gold.
Yeah, so you get 500 coins for doing that. So online, it's really funny because they have like guides for, you know, how to like farm coins or what and whatnot, because it becomes really relevant towards the end of the game. And the guide was like, yeah, I highly recommend just doing the arena over and over because it might take 3 minutes to get 500 coins, but the fishing minigame is just way too hard. And I was like, this is another case of somebody being bad at video games. So I timed it myself of like, all right, I'm going to put the timer for like, let's say 4 minutes, just in case you're a little slow going through the arena. I'm gonna put it for 4 minutes, and I want to see how many coins I can get in 4 minutes during the fishing mini game. I got 1,580.
That's a lot.
I was like, get good, scrub. Just fish, dude.
Oh,
just fish.
The post office. What's the post office for?
The post office is for they have present codes, like gift codes. So like if I look at this wall over here, first password. So for beating the demo,
you put your demo codes.
For beating the demo, you get 2 codes, right?
Yeah.
You find this one just naturally. After you beat the game and you've beaten Meta Knight, you find another code over here on the wall. Yeah. Did they write? Is it there? Did he say it? Yeah, there you go. Something's written on this word. Thank you, Meta Knight. When you enter, so for the most part, the gift codes that you enter in are just like, they're like some items and like a little bit of like coins or whatever. Fucking thank you, Meta Knight. Thank you, Kirby, and New Adventure, which is like one of the codes that you get for the demo.
Yeah.
Thank you, Meta Knight gives you freaking 3 rare stones. Thank you, Kirby gives you 1 rare stone and 1,000 coins, and then New Adventure gives you the same thing. Like hot dog.
Very cool.
It's really good.
Yo, Bandana Waldy confirmed to speak.
Like that little twirl I did.
Not anymore. Once Zack slashes him to death.
My job.
Where are the Waddle Deeds mouths? How do they eat?
How does? I don't want to think about that.
Yo, let's see Kirby's pad.
We were already in there.
Let's see it again.
We were there for like 2 seconds.
Lot. Well, there's not a whole lot because I can't really show you a lot.
Look at all the pictures. I don't remember seeing those pictures before.
I wonder why. But the
yes. All the games.
Yeah, so this is weird because it doesn't include anything from the DS or earlier.
That's the 3DS and Wii U era, where like the old, they're like
yeah,
the
not
last
even
gen.
Wait, no, but it does have. Wait, does it have Wii? It doesn't have Wii either.
No, it has Wii. Isn't Kirby Epic Yarn Wii? That's what I played
That's
it on.
not Yarn. Oh, Epic Yarn is Wii over here. You're right.
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
no, Nintendo 3DS.
That's a 3DS port. That's a 3DS port.
Oh, it's the
Yarn.
extra Epic Yarn, right?
Yeah.
Ah.
So that is really weird, though, isn't it?
Yo, Rainbow Curse, the only Wii U game.
Everything else is 3DS, yeah. Robobot, by far the best.
The music of
Kinda-
Epic Yarn was really cute too.
It's kind
was.
of weird that like they're not like a collectible puzzle achievement in this game.
What do you mean?
Because in Star Allies, like you get puzzle pieces in that game, and all the puzzle pieces form to make a picture representing each of the entries.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. Because I was gonna say the closest thing that this game does to that is the aforementioned what you calls it, the portraits on the wall that Saba mentioned. That's the closest that you really get in this. You don't find pieces of them, but you get them for like figurine completion and stuff like that. With 10 minutes left, I'm gonna do 1 level of the dream realm.
The last level.
Well, definitely not the last one. If you want that, you're gonna have to come back tomorrow.
What's the one at the very right?
What do you mean?
Like, what's that rock in the
That's
very
just a
right?
That's just a
card?
rock.
Oh, it just
Oh.
looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's like a
Just a rock.
triangle. I can't leave the triangle. So we're gonna go to Forgo Plains. So the idea here is that it's a compilation of some of the more interesting levels, but remixed and repurposed. And I think it's fucking sick.
Our allies did that.
So
these things here.
what cool music.
So those things, when you're going through these, when I was going through these levels initially, each of these levels has either 40, 49, 50, or 51 fragments of Leo's soul. Sorry, not Leo. That's a Hunter x Hunter character. Leongar's soul. And you have to collect all 300 of them in order to fight Leongar at the end in his true form.
Man. And he's the secret final boss in this game?
Absolutely not.
Oh, there's more?
Absolutely.
Man.
So there's Leongar. You fight Leongar, then you fight someone after Leongar, and then you fight someone after that. Then you do the arena, and then you do the secret arena, which also has story bosses at the end of it.
The true arena.
Yeah.
Always love the true arena and how it like just completely flips everything on its head.
It's a little like, I find it a little strange. Maybe it's just because like I'd never done any of the arena content in a Kirby game before, but like even when I played like Robobot, I didn't try any of it. But it's just like, it feels a little weird because it's like, really, the true like final boss of this game is in the arena? It's not like in a level in the world. It's like just an arena challenge.
Well, you have to think of it as like the alternate ending.
Sure, but then like, I don't know, I feel like, I don't know. It just feels weird, I guess. Not that it's bad. Like, weird doesn't necessarily mean bad. It just means weird.
No, it's like, that's just been a tradition they've been doing since.
Oh, and I believe it. It's such a foreign concept to me is all, you know?
Mark's soul.
Leave. Do you remember this level, Saba? We did this one.
Yes. Ghosts.
That just looks like a Mario enemy. You know what was an interesting ability? Ghost.
Ghost.
I don't remember. I don't remember Ghost.
In Mario's.
Ghost in
And,
Space Squad.
There was a Ghost ability in Squeak Squad?
Yeah, it was the hidden ability that you can get.
Well, now you just gotta show it to him, Jesse. Find
Yeah,
a pic.
you're gonna have to remind me because I don't remember that. I remember Wheel. I remember UFO. I remember combining shit together. So you got like Ice Sword, and it was sick.
So after you beat the main game, several bosses become ghosts, and you basically collect ghost medals. And completing the getting all the ghost medals gives you the ghost ability. And
I think this might be a good. I think just this explanation alone explains how I don't know what this is. Because that doesn't sound like something I would have tried to do back when I was playing Squeak Squad. Do you have a picture? Oh wait, no! I remember those ghost medals.
Yeah. You basically
controls
the enemy.
It's Cappy before Cappy was a thing.
This ability was just only for novelty because otherwise it was kind of useless.
Well, it's cool though. Which I guess is the point of novelty, is to be cool. Poor guy.
Copy, bro.
Burger.
I do love all the food in this game.
It's
pretty
great,
funny.
right?
Yeah.
Each food has its own figurine too.
Amazing.
Man.
I'm thinking about it now, and I think almost every 3D model in this game has a figurine.
That's fair.
For a total of 256, which seems a little bit convenient, but who knows? Like even these things, these like electric spinning cars, they have a figurine. Fucking a rusted soda can like on the ground that has a figurine.
I like
Amazing.
that they're just called car.
Yeah, well, because that's all it is. It's just a car. Great. Uh-oh. I'm alive. I know Nintendo never does this sort of thing, but I really wish that Nintendo would release, I don't know, like a video every once in a while, just talking about how they, and I say Nintendo, I guess in this case I mean HAL, but like I want to know it for other Nintendo games too. I want to know how they like specifically designed and programmed certain things, because like one of the factors in this game that is talked about relatively frequently is the fact that your hover ability isn't like perpetual anymore. You can't hover like as far or as high as you could have in previous games, and that's obviously for a reason. But the height at which you can hover changes from room to room, and even from area to area within a room.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool. So like I wonder how they programmed that exactly. I wonder if it's just hard coded into each level, or whether or not they have something that dynamically checks like what the height should be.
Oh.
I obviously don't know, but I just think
feel
it'd
like
be
HAL
interesting.
isn't nearly as incompetent as Game Freak is. So-
Absolutely. Well, because like the thing, and I don't know, I feel bad because like Lawrence made me feel really bad the other day for like shitting on Game Freak so much, but it's like compare this to like Arceus.
I don't know, man. Game Freak did some pretty dumb stuff in 3DS era, because in Sun and Moon, you know all the cutscenes, right, with like specific Pokemon and stuff?
Yeah.
Those are all individual models. Like they're not called from like an array or anything. They're literally just like,
so they have like a unique model for this Pokemon showing up in this specific cutscene.
yes.
Yeah, okay. So because the one that I thought of, the one that reminds me of immediately is Alcreme from Sword and Shield, where every single individual form of Alcreme, including the different colors and the shiny forms, is a different model in the game. And it's just like, that's the kind of shit that makes me upset, because it's like, why is it
not efficient?
like it should, like, because they like, sure, they have like slightly different models, because like this one has strawberries whereas this one has cherries, so on and so forth, but like that's not really an excuse. Hey, by the way, Saba, you want to see this boss?
Yo,
you want to see some
blue
fucking
monkey.
dark light gorilla?
Pretty cool.
Neon monkey.
It's so cool because it's the same lighting effect as that one level that I really liked. Fuck. I thought I could dodge it. Oh, I did.
I don't know. It's like, it's just the fact that they have multiple instances of the same model loaded in for each cutscene in Sun and Moon rubbed me the wrong way. It's like,
I think it should.
Why? And it's like, that just took up like a very unnecessary space in the cartridge when they could have put other things in the cartridge.
And
but-
so you think about it, right? You think about like, why is Game Freak so behind the ball when it comes to like actual developmental technical prowess?
I mean,
But-
that's a consequence of how Pokemon itself gets
Is run,
released.
and that's kind of what I'm getting at, where it's just like,
Yeah.
well, I guess I'm not shocked because I know how business works, but like, I guess I'm a little shocked that they don't give Game Freak like, all right, we're just gonna do spin-off games, right? We're gonna lease out the IP to other companies for like 4 or 5 years. We're gonna give you guys the time to get the personnel and the experience that you need to get up to snuff again, and then make Gen 9. You know?
I would agree. It appears that the
that's like,
Pokemon Company runs Game Freak a little dry, I think. Well, I don't know, but it's just how it appears.
well, it was super awkward when Sword and Shield came out because half of the staff at Game Freak went on to work on Little Town Hero,
Yeah.
which was like their original IP game that they made that wasn't really that felt kind of half-baked from what I heard.
Maybe they're all like so tired.
I watched like a half-hour long review of Little Town Hero, and the guy, when he was talking about it, I think his name was Clemps, he was like, it's a really cool idea at first. Like, it seems like somebody had a really cool idea while going to a company dinner. They all wrote it down and were like excited for it. But then once you hit like the halfway point of the game, it stops introducing new concepts to you and just tries to reuse old concepts. And that in and of itself isn't a problem. But when the game is essentially rock, paper, scissors crossed with Mario Party, the game just fucks you over so many times towards the late game where it's just not fun. Like, he said that out of a 22 or 23 total hours of playing the game. Like, that's how long it took him to finish it. He had fun for like maybe the first 3 or 4, and then the rest of it was just like repetitious grinding.
It seems like Game Freak, I think, has a really good handle on like programming and like mechanics wise.
Yeah.
But
I think they have a good handle on design. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Design, but then like execution of like style, or like art, and then kind of storytelling to make sure like it grips you for the entire way. It seems like that's what they're lacking a little bit.
Because you look at like what the Pokemon games have been really good at in the past, and it's excellent music, and you know, sometimes the animation,
The character design.
Character design is really great, and while the animation is definitely lacking in a lot of places, the actual like 3D models themselves are quite good quite often. They're just depicted very poorly because of like engine foibles and whatnot. And so you look at all
like
that
execution,
yeah,
the
like the technical execution of actually utilizing those models is quite poor. And so you look at these things, and it's like, this is clearly what they have been allowed to focus on, because I don't know, like there's just something about, like, you look at like Legends Arceus, where, once again, don't need to harp on this, but like you look at Legends Arceus where like the entire landscape looks like it was crafted in Unity with a default tool in like a day. And it's appalling, it's terrible. But then you look at the models of what the you look at the models of what the like buildings look like, as an example, and it's like, that looks pretty good. Whoever made that did a good job.
But then putting it into the
textures,
world and then shadowing as well as the textures, that stuff is where it starts lacking a
I
little
was
bit.
like, when I first saw the interior of the buildings, I'm like, man, these textures look really bad.
They do.
Oh, that's what me
They
and
look
Zach were
so-
talking about for
They look so bland.
Violet and I think Scarlet too. We were even just looking at that, and I was like,
We were
Zach,
looking at we were looking at the
texture on
trailer.
walls, Zach, it's really not that good.
I was trying to be positive, because like I really want to enjoy Pokemon again. Like, I am so desperate for Gen 9 to be good, because I want to play a new fucking Pokemon game, you know? I just went back to play Gen 6 like a couple months ago or whatever, and I had a whale of a time, mostly because I played it legitimately, you know? But it's just like, I think about it. It's like you look at like the list of things that they do well and the list of things that they don't do well, and it's a very clear transition of like, oh, the stuff that they're really good at, like pixel art and character art and design and all that jazz, all of that was relevant, and the music, all of that was relevant and remains relevant from the handheld days, and they literally have not improved since then. Like, they have not been able to get any further.
Because, I mean,
you know?
maybe also because they're
they don't get
a tiny
time.
team. They're a tiny team and they don't get time.
Like the Pokemon, like people ask the Pokemon company, like, why don't you let Game Freak hire more people? Because like the director of Game Freak has said multiple times that he wants more people on the team. But then the Pokemon company comes out and pulls out the ridiculous answer of like, oh, we want to make sure that we keep the small community of Game Freak close knit, so we don't want to introduce any unnecessary
but Game
factors.
Freak wants it. Game Freak asked for it.
Yeah,
like,
but fuck
please.
it. You know how expensive it is to pay people? Why would we pay people when we can just stick a Pokemon sticker on a dumpster and sell it to kids?
Money to pay people.
We could set the dumpster on fire and people will buy it. Look at Grant. He bought Arceus.
Oh my god, anywho, we're at the end of time.
Anyway, good night, everybody. I will either see you tomorrow, Jesse, or not. Saba, you enjoy your holiday.
Yes, thank you.
You'll
Bye.
never know.